Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a rather sombre episode of the comedy dining experience. Unfortunately, due to ongoing problems across the world, we have been unable to record a latest episode of the comedy dining experience for you to enjoy today. So, what? Who's this?
It's me.
Grandma?
I'm haunting you.
Oh shit, not again.
I'm here to make your life a misery.
Oh, brilliant.
Dan.
Yes?
We must watch George Lazenby in On Her Majesty's Secret Service from 1969.
Okay then, I guess.
Directed by Peter Hunt.
Is he a good director?
Yes.
Brilliant stuff.
Telly Savalas is in it too.
Oh, cracking. I like him.
Dan.
Yes.
Get out.
Get out where?
Get out of the window.
Okay, I'm going.
Jump out of the open window now.
I'm going now. I'm going to get out.
Be with me in
I'm-
paradise.
I'm on the ledge. I'm falling.
Joke's on him, he's dead now.
We're ghosts
And now I'm doing the commentary by myself, which was the plan all along.
Oh, you
Fire
card.
this shit up.
Right, we're good to go. So, yeah, it's been a few months. In fact, we'll get the film started and we'll start talking to you. So, we're on black screen. It's on Her Majesty's Secret Service. It's the George Lazenby film. We are taking a break from Randy Grandpa. He will not be in this film. Screw him. Right, black screen. Ben's going to sync up using the raws like he always does. It's going to be a good one. And we're starting in...
I'll make it really exciting raw.
Well, yes, he's going to do it. Right, so, 3, 2, 1. Play the film.
Are you ready for excitement?
Here we go.
Here's a really exciting raw. Raw. Raw.
Fade to
That
black.
was exciting.
That was
I
really
really hope that, you know, the people who, the sort of, the blokes who normally comment on this video,
Yeah.
I hope they comment just at that moment where you were saying I was dead.
I'm so sorry for your loss. Ben was a light that will never go out.
Because I've seen that happen before. Oh, this is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Look, they don't do it. They come up. It's all different, Dan.
Ah,
It's a new era.
a new time.
And they actually get the bloke who plays Bond to do the gun barrel.
I like him already.
It's a very camp gun barrel.
It is.
I'll give it that. He sort of does a little sachet with his leg.
And the blood
Not
makes
there's
him
anything wrong with
disappear.
that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, Jerry.
No, there's anything wrong with that. And we open in London Limited.
That's the new name of London. It was a new era.
It's a new time.
I'm just going to keep saying that. That's going to be the running joke. It's a new era.
A new time. I'm really looking forward to doing this one because I don't know if you've been able to tell over the last few Connery films, but he isn't necessarily my favourite Bond.
No, well, we're not quite done with Connery yet, but at least it's a nice little reprieve.
Yeah, we get a nice little break from...
Can you imagine if Patrick Troughton came in as Doctor Who and then for the last season they just brought William Hartnell back?
just for one story. It's like the War Games with William Hartnell.
Your time fords, lords, Jim, and he dies.
Well, it's all very good being a time traveller, isn't it? Until you have to actually go out there. Woo, 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 woo.
Get out there, Jamie.
Check what the fornicator's doing. The fornicator.
That was not a good bit of projection there,
No, it wasn't.
but whatever. We're only a minute in. We'll forgive it.
I'm not sure whether they were trying to do day for night here or whether it's just shot really dark.
You'll have to ask Mystery Man there.
Hang on, how is he driving around all these tight bends with no hands on the wheel?
He's James Bond. He can do what he wants. I can believe he can drive without any hands on the wheel while smoking a fag
And reading a book.
and read what appears to be reading a book.
I do like this. It's a very good change of pace. There's a lot of close-ups which you wouldn't see normally.
I'll get our technical boring specs a bit out of the way. This is the one and only Bond film directed by Peter Hunt, who had worked on the previous films as an editor.
Ah.
So, which I think you can probably tell when you watch it. He seems to have a very good grasp of like how to cut things, particularly action scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is sad because there's Diana Rigg.
Oh, yeah.
She's not with us anymore.
Sad face.
Yeah.
Gone but not forgotten. This is really bad.
What,
the time
why?
we're recording this, the week that this went out, I dropped a review for the 1986 TV movie The Worst Witch, which also features Diane Rigg as a really camp headmistress schoolteacher type.
You could do like a Diana Rigg week.
Yeah.
You could watch The Avengers.
I'm trying
to
to
watch
think,
Theatre of Blood.
I'm trying to think of a
That crappy episode of Doctor Who she did.
yeah. Oh no, I quite like the Crimson Horror.
It sucks.
I liked the Crimson Horror. It was the best one of season 7. And
You know what? I think this is day for night. You can kind of tell, can't you?
It's-
It looks too dark.
The sky's blue.
Yeah. It's well shot though.
It is very well shot.
I really like how they go out of their way to not show him straight away.
Because
they know that people. Well, obviously everyone knew going in this wasn't Sean Connery, but I like the mystery created.
Absolutely. I like the direction so far in this, and I like the direction throughout the film. I think it very much feels like the franchise has been given 50,000 volts.
It is. It's the same but different.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like there's parts of it that are still recognisably Bond, but they really go out of their way to try and make it stand out a bit. You know, it feels more like, this feels like a weird thing to say, it feels more like a film.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's got more modern
There's
elements.
more film
elements to it.
things, tricks in
Yeah.
it.
Because all of the previous films, they feel like British film productions.
Well,
they feel like very stuffy sets and two shots, and that's about it.
What I mean is, you'll notice that, there he is.
On a nice blue screen.
You'll notice that the Bond films do settle into a formula. They literally have settled into a formula, but this one is a bit of an outlier, bit of a weirdo one, but in a good way.
Oh yeah.
I like this film a lot. It has its weak points, but I do generally like it. We should probably talk about George Lazenby,
Yes.
the Paul McGann of the Bond series.
Who I quite honestly would have liked to have seen do more.
Well, basically, brief history on him. He was basically he's an Australian man. I think he's the only Bond actor to have not been from the UK.
Oh.
Because it's like Pierce Brosnan was Irish, Dalton's Welsh. There's only been 2 Englishmen to play James Bond.
Roger Moore and Timothy Dalton?
No, Roger Moore and Daniel Craig.
Oh, right.
Connery's
How
Scottish.
could I miss Daniel Craig?
No, Craig and Moore are the only English actors.
Oh, wow.
But Lazenby is from Australia, and he was not an actor, he was a model. He was quite famous at the time for being in a chocolate advert. He was also famous for being quite a handsome man, as I'm sure you'll notice.
Oh, yes.
And apparently he just got the job through sheer charm and willpower alone.
Good,
He
isn't
just
it?
walked in and just went, I'm Bond.
Yes, you are.
Okay, great.
When can you start?
But we'll get into more why he didn't do more later. But for now, just enjoy. Like, one thing he's good at is the fights. I've noticed.
He really throws himself into it.
He's quite hard hitting. He really gets into it. Considering he's never really acted before properly. It doesn't do bad, really.
No.
It's not terrible by any means.
I still don't know why all of his up-close shots are shot on green screen, blue screen, or matte background.
It's just all probably various reasons in it why that stuff doesn't happen. I think she's just robbed his car, has she? I mean, she could have just drove off in her car, but
Yeah.
I'll just nick his car for good measure. Oh, hang on, is that his? I don't know, I've lost now.
No, that's
track of
her
cars now.
car. She nicked his car to drive to her car to get in her car to drive. Ah, you get it.
And why don't we just break the fourth wall while we're at it? Fuck
Why
it.
not? Fine, all right. I always forget, was it You Only Live Twice where Bond does his little montage where he pulls all the stuff out of his drawers and...
No, that's this film.
That's this film.
That's this film.
Of course it's this film.
Anyway, here we go. The titles, the music. This music is fucking brilliant.
It is very
This
good.
is John Barry's best work. It is so fantastic. And I like how these titles sort of, you'll notice, have a little montage of the last films. It's kind of like they're
And some
trying
Buster
really...
Keaton thrown in for good measure.
Yeah. They're trying really hard to say to the audience, don't worry everyone, this is still the film you like.
Yeah.
You know.
By showing clips from all of the other Bond films as well.
Well, I think they're just trying to establish that this is not like a new guy.
Yeah.
This is the same bloke. Just ignore the fact he looks different.
Yes.
This is what I like about the Bond films. They have this really good way of dealing with continuity. They don't deal with it.
It's just like, yeah, and
I mean, you could have had a scene of him regenerating at the start. That would have been interesting.
that would have been quite good. I'd watch that.
This old body's wearing a bit thin.
It's the end, but the moment has been prepared for.
I like these titles are great.
Eh.
Everything's great.
I'm gonna pull my duvet
Dan
up.
threw his slippers on the floor.
I'm having cold feet, so I'm going to throw my slippers away.
Dan's
and
got
use
cold
the duvet.
feet about doing this project today.
So we should probably explain how we.
Probably because your window is wide open and it's October.
Yeah, it's because I'm cycling air, Ben. Go, we hotbox the place and we'll all die.
I thought we were in the middle of a pandemic, but the idea was not to breathe in air.
Yeah, but it's overrated. I'll give you that. But I mean,
Whatever.
we've got to cycle the air in the room because if we keep the window closed, then we'll be hotboxing our precious bodily fluids into the room and we'll all die.
We always hotbox these things anyway.
Yeah, we do. Remember that time?
Richard Maybaum's back on screenwriting duties.
Yeah. So we should probably I'm going to say this to get it out of the way. Obviously, with everything that's been going on, we haven't been able to get together to record many of these. We did a couple of tests online, but it was a bit problematic. And it's been about 8 months since we've sat together and did this. We're socially distancing to the best of our abilities with this one.
We're still cuddling up though.
Oh yeah.
You can't not do that.
If anything, I would say you've got stronger since the last one.
Mentally or physically?
Yes. So yeah, we're sat in the
here we
same
go.
room but appropriately distanced, and
Our story begins with flags.
flags. That is going to be. I hope he doesn't get any food down him.
That is an extremely bright suit.
That is a very wide suit.
Every lighting engineer in Britain at that time was focused on lighting that man's suit.
Yeah.
Mr. Bond, you're blinding me.
The sun went out because his suit absorbed all the light.
It's how he deflects enemies.
Yeah.
When heavies come later to have a fight with him, he just goes.
Wow. Burns people. They just burst into flames.
Yeah.
Ah, your bedroom, Mr. Bond.
We have the notches on the bedpost pre-prepared.
Ah, thank you. I see you're 3 missing.
See what I mean though? Like these little filmy tricks like fades
Yeah.
and cross dissolves, things that the Bond series don't really tend to bother with.
Yeah.
They settle into a habit. This one, I don't know.
It's nice. It kind of feels a little bit like they've taken elements
And this
from
is
the
a
previous...
very, very purple casino.
It is a very purple.
Prince would have loved it. He's
Oh,
in the
yeah.
corner jamming.
He is. He's that's him now, funnily enough. Oh, is that Graham Chapman?
She was the
Graham
next
Chapman.
Bond girl there in that shot.
What's his name?
Who?
Oh, Monty Python, Graham
Chapman.
Graham Chapman.
You got
that's-
it right.
Sorry, I don't know why.
You said it, and then you weren't sure if you'd said it.
It's because I wasn't sure whether Graham...
There is Prince. Look, he's got like the purple frock on.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
No, for a second I thought Graham Chapman was like an English serial killer, and I couldn't remember whether it was the right...
What?
I thought Graham Chapman was the name of a serial killer. and
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, comedy dining experience.
I like by the way that this is what I mean by they're trying to make the audience as comfortable as possible. Have Bond play cards. That's what everyone knows him doing.
Yeah, I remember that bit from Doctor No.
Yeah, exactly. Originally, they were going to try and have an explanation for his appearance. They were going to say, like, you know how in the last film they faked his death for about 2 minutes?
Yeah.
And then sent him to stop World War III?
Yeah.
They were going to have a thing where it's like, expect to know you too well, so we're going to give you plastic surgery.
Oh.
But then they just didn't do that.
You're not sending me to that jacuzzi sex palace again.
No, instead he's just regenerated. That's how I like to think of it.
Fair dues. I can live with that. I wouldn't say it was such a stark change in character and attitude that it completely changes the format of the film. It just kind of introduces new elements.
No, it's he's all right. I would have liked to have seen him do more. He's not the best Bond by any stretch, but he's not the worst either.
No,
I don't think there is a worst. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know yet because I've not seen them all.
Well, you don't.
I've got all this joy to come.
There's a lot of moustaches around this table.
Yes. You can tell they're very quickly moving into the late 60s, early 70s from dress and moustaches.
Bond is moving into the radical era and is rejecting it outright.
Yes.
Beards are a no-go.
He didn't like the Beatles. What on earth is he going to make of these hippies?
Well, actually, Lazenby, we'll get into all the story of why he's not in it later, but at the premiere, he deliberately grew a long beard.
Oh, right.
To piss off Broccoli and Saltzman.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah. So this film had quite a troubled behind the scenes, really.
Well,
and we should probably talk about their relationship, him and Diana Rigg. The famous story goes that they didn't get on, but it's hard to say how much of that is just tabloid rumour and how much of it is true.
Yeah.
Because there's a story that before they were filming a love scene later on, Diana Rigg apparently said to George Lazenby, "Hey George, I'm having garlic for lunch. I hope you are."
Yeah.
And someone heard that and they leaked it to like The Sun or some tabloid, and it was like, Lazenby and Diana Rigg in furious argument on new Bond film. but it's hard to say because it's like we don't know if that was just her being funny with him
or
having banter,
yeah,
or if there was genuine resentment.
Yeah.
Who knows? The full story's never really come out, but
and unfortunately probably never will.
Well, Lazenby's still alive, I think.
Not for long.
Not for long. He'll be dead by the time we record this.
Oh yeah. See, he's already gone.
I like the fights in this film. They're very hard hitting, unlike the Connery ones. Where you know, I've noticed as well. Like, I think you picked this up on one of the older ones, where they'll do that thing where it's like there'll be a cut between the punch and the impact.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Well, this is the thing, and one of the things I really liked about this film, which is a bit different from the Connery Bond films I've seen so far, is they actually put more edits into the fight sequences, so the punches are closer, the impact shots are more focused in, and it really puts you in those fight scenes.
Well,
whereas,
like I say, I guess that's what happens when you let an editor direct the film, because he probably knows he's already thinking about what it's gonna. I don't think he probably didn't sit down and edited it because he probably wouldn't have been allowed, but I imagine he's already thinking about how it's going to look after the fact.
Yeah. He's already got it visualised. But it's just the little things, like the fact that they focus more on close-ups in this film. They focus more on when it gets to the action. This
is a nice little Bondy thing. Just take some caviar after having a violent attack.
Spits it out.
In Suspiria land. Look at the lighting there.
He just spits it out and goes, "This caviar is served at 37.5 degrees. I'm used to 37.
No, I think Lazenby's a little more chilled.
Yeah. He's like, wine? Brilliant.
Connery's like, this Bollinger should be 1953, served at correct room temperature 5. And Lazenby's just like, just get us a Strongbow.
You got any special brew? Ace. I'm afraid I only
At least he ain't drinking fucking Heineken, that's for sure.
I'm afraid I only drink Carlin Black Label.
Taking his bra off there.
There we go.
I think Dario Argento lit that last scene.
He did, yeah. It was
all
very
red and nice.
Oh, cheeky.
He's a man of danger. Taking his second bra off.
There we go. I'm waiting for the girdle still. Why did they give Lazenby Bond such a shorty robe?
He's got a very frilly shirt on. It's a quite nice shirt.
It is.
But the thing is, me or you couldn't get away with something like that. So
I don't know.
What are we to say?
I'd probably look like a pirate.
But I don't want to look like a pirate. You knew that was coming.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Now you see that robe, and it's suitable for somebody of Diana Rigg's build. But could you imagine Lazenby wearing that?
He still has the very unpleasant Connery thing of slapping women about.
Yeah,
that is not nice.
No,
you don't do that to Diana Rigg, man. Come on.
No.
What's interesting is that it's sort of like, do you realise this is the second Bond girl who became famous off the Avengers?
Really?
Honor Blackman and Goldfinger.
Yeah.
They're just cycling through Avengers actresses.
The Goldfinger comedy dining experience is available on our channel, TYTD Reviews, on YouTube.
Not for long.
Not for long. He's back up and running.
He lives a very exciting life. He's a man of mystery. An international man of mystery.
Oh, they got the chair from Emmanuel.
I have no idea what to say to that. What do you say when someone says, "Look, it's the chair from Emmanuel"?
You go, oh!
You smile politely. That's what you do. This Blu-ray scrubbed up well, don't you think?
It has. It looks really, really nice. I watched this on VHS, which
Mangled audio, probably half out of sync.
yeah, badly cropped. So basically, all you're seeing in the VHS version is Diana Rigg and some flowers.
They've cropped Lazenby out. No one cares about him.
Yeah. Half the music is copyrighted, so they couldn't use it. So they just had to swap it for MIDI versions.
They couldn't afford Louis. They couldn't contact Louis Armstrong's estate.
Pretty much. So, unfortunately, oh my God, she's disintegrated.
She's been raptured.
Hey, free roll.
And then the whole film becomes about Bond stopping the rapture.
Yes. Directed by Alex Jones. Oh my God, there's like half an inch off his gland.
Look, he's a confident man.
You're a very confident
I
man.
mean, the guy was a model. He's probably not afraid to swish about his rugged good looks.
Hello, room service. There was a woman in my flat earlier. Where is she? Also, I want breakfast.
I like how he's still doing Connery's voice.
Yeah, that's his internal monologue.
Roger Moore had that same problem, but we're not talking about him.
No, we've still got 2 films to go.
We're talking about Lazenby and his big eyebrows.
We are. That's impressive.
I'm not very impressed with that look he's got going on there.
No.
The sort of orange Nehru jumper and the brown. No, it doesn't
Not very
work.
Bondy. I'm trying to figure out whether to
The
do
white suit might have been blinded by the sun, but I don't know.
It felt Bondy.
classier. Yeah.
Like, I'm going to level with you, Ben. I'm not entirely sure whether to do Lazenby's internal monologue as Scottish or Australian.
Can you the whole film is just, good day, Blofeld.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you know.
What, you want to take over the world? God, blimey.
Bonza, last night I woke up with a Sheila.
That voice you just heard was not an Australian.
No,
it wasn't even English.
I don't even know what it was. You all right, mate? So we're going to the pub today? Nah? Never mind. Truth, that's a big knife. You call that in?
Oh, God. Crocodile Dundee in on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Oh, no, cranes.
See, most double O agents wouldn't give a Castle 4X for it. Well, that's me cancelled.
Dan, you're drunk. You need to go home.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do what we do every time.
You need to go lie down for a bit, Charlotte Church.
I forgot what we do every time. So
there's a little. Can you hear what he's whistling?
Goldfinger or Moon River?
Well, you were right with the first one, Goldfinger.
I thought it was Moon River.
I'm not sure why they did that. I guess again that was another attempt to create some continuity. But does that imply that
Judo kick?
the cleaner is like Bond has fourth wall breaking powers?
Quite possibly. Judo knife throw.
Aha. I can't remember that actor's name, but he is very good. Draco.
Mr. Bond, you just ruined the original copy of the Bible. It was quite irreplaceable.
It's Septembro.
Yeah. My favourite embryo.
Your favourite embryo?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Rock Hudson is my other one.
Dan, why do you hate Italians?
I love the Italians.
Why are you racist towards Italians?
I hate the Dutch. But it's purely my problem, and I'm working through it, Ben, but you keep dragging me back.
I always like looking at wine in films.
Yes.
Because it looks so light, because you can tell they've probably just put like...
It's cranberry juice.
Vimto in it. Like,
yes, I see. Wine.
Like, I don't think red wine... I'm not a big wine drinker. except when it's free.
That's the best price.
That's my policy. I only drink wine when it's free. I don't go out and buy it.
Oh, I don't know. We had sherry once.
Sherry?
Sherry.
Sherry.
Reference that will no doubt not make any sense for at least a good number of years.
Bond, you need to lose that orange Nehru jumper. It's not doing you any favours.
Oh yeah, well I remember I have had a delicious iced coffee and I had a cake for my breakfast. I had a cake for my breakfast.
Life of Riley, you live.
Oh, it's great.
You really do.
It's just fab. And
I mean,
Ben...
you put Bond to shame. He's having caviar and Dom Perignon. You're having cake and coffee.
And Ben is on the
What kind
cider.
of degenerate are you who has cake for breakfast?
The lucky kind.
Oh, sad now.
And Ben has had a cider and I don't know what he had for breakfast.
So if you missed the plot, basically Draco's trying to pimp out his daughter.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, I remember this bit. I'm sorry, I will have to mention. I watched this film for the reference to record it in July, and then we never got round to doing it.
Okay, well, I'll fill you in plot wise then, I guess. But basically, that's Tracy's dad. He thinks Tracy's a bit of a nutter. I mean, she did try and kill herself in like the first 2 minutes of the film,
and she did steal.
I think that's
James
the line.
Bond car.
That's what it says in the film. If you remember, my daughter tried to kill herself in the first 2 minutes of the film. Do you remember in real one?
Yes, I remember well.
Everyone in this film, it's very meta film, as everyone's aware they're in a film. It's like Austin Powers.
Tell me, be honest with me. Do you think this turtleneck suits? Too orange? Not orange enough?
It's so orange.
Very orange.
It needs to go.
The power of Blu-ray technology is, if anything, only enhanced the orangeness of it.
We spent 48 hours crafting the orangeness of this jumper. The rest of the film is in VHS quality. just that is in HD.
Cuts to just one of the editors. And if you take a look at the original 35mm elements we scanned into the computer, you will see that I've painstakingly, frame by frame, enhanced every image of the orange turtleneck to a fibrous level.
He's also put a little Terry's logo in the corner.
Yes. Oh.
You see, Dan, what she needs is a man to dominate her.
Exactly. Cut to the Dominators.
So many Doctor Who references.
Yeah.
In this one already. More than usual. It's quite worrying.
It's because we've got a backlog, Ben. We've had 7 months where we haven't been able to do a single Doctor Who reference.
I haven't watched any Doctor Who in that time.
I haven't watched... Actually, I tell you what, I finally finished season 11.
I'm so sorry.
It's not very good.
No, it's not.
It's got a couple of good episodes. Jodie Whittaker's all right.
Yeah, before anyone says, like, it's not crap because there's a woman in the role.
Exactly.
That has nothing to do with it.
No, she's really good.
She's just given really shit scripts.
Yes, it's all really, really bad. And some of the dialogue is very stiff.
Some of it's very stiff. She and Bradley Walsh are probably the best parts of it.
The thing that tipped it for me... We've already detoured. The thing that tipped it for me with season 11 of Doctor Who was the episode Kablam. And the only reason that it tipped it for me was it was at that point when I realised that the Doctor was actively trying to get people to keep their jobs.
You mean the one where she's like, capitalism is great.
Yeah.
Everyone should stay in their shit job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the bit where I was like, what? Yeah. You were in the Sunmakers.
You know what Troughton would have done?
Yeah.
He would have blown that shit up.
Yeah, it would have been gone. If Tom Baker was there, the owner of the Kablam business would have been thrown off the roof of the Kablam factory.
That man has a very small calendar.
He does.
He only counts 2 weeks at a time.
Well, what am I going to be doing in 2 weeks? Nothing. That's why I plan.
Who knows?
Boom! Nailed it again.
Now we're back. See, now we're back. Now we're back in normal land. There's Moneypenny.
It's shot a lot.
There's some very awkward and uncomfortable viewing in 2020. He basically just pinched her ass.
Yeah.
I know Moneypenny's well fit mates, lads were hey, but still.
Still now. That's another thing as well, though, when you look at the framing of the shot. So, for example...
Even Connery never went as far as to pinch her ass.
Oh, no. But Lazenby, come here, Shield.
I mean,
hey.
Connery got a bit touchy at times, but Lazenby just went right for it.
Yeah.
Well, have you what?
Why are we doing Maisie a Cockney now?
He's played by Harvey... For this part, the role of James Bond will be played by Harvey Weinstein.
And now I'm just imagining that episode of The Simpsons where they do the gritty reboot of that bit where Homer takes the Venus gummy bear off.
Yes.
Why, you in DC? Mr. Simpson, that's assault.
What? What's the line? With a man in the White House?
Yeah.
Now this is good. I like this. I like this little bit because, like, Connery and Bernard Lee, they always had quite a sort of headmaster and pupil relationship. But in this one, he proper bollocks him.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Well, I was going to say as well in the previous shot, and it's just another subtle thing that strikes this film out as different from the others.
This shot, this is quite different.
That's different. But when Bond entered and threw his hat onto the hat rack, in all of the other previous Bond films, that was a panning shot. It was never a full wide.
Yeah.
Because you'd have him throw the hat and then the camera would pan and follow the hat as it landed on the hook. That was a wide shot. He literally walked into the office and threw the hat straight onto the hook. One big wide, no pan.
But you know what I mean? Like, even these shots here, I mean, they're not like the most exciting shots, but they're quite different compared to Bond. Like, he's just told Moneypenny that he wants to.
That background there, that's the stock market price of MI5. It's on the up at the minute.
Why Bond would be keeping track of that, who knows? And now I'm just going to remind you that there are other films in this franchise.
Yes. The knife from Dr. No.
And you even get little motifs coming on the score as he does it.
The cane from Citizen Kane.
The script for the cable guy.
All the unused condoms.
Bond doesn't have unused condoms.
That would imply he bought them at some point.
The Queen's picture just turns around and winks at him.
The Queen's picture. Do you remember that event? Flashes back. You wanted to see me, sir?
He just walked. The rest of the film is just Bond walking around football pitches going, "Gives a job."
Yeah. I can do that. Gives a job. Pick up some rubbish. I can do that.
Now this is a really, really nice little character moment. But I guess, like, we're 6 films in now, so you've kind of invested in the weird sitcominess of this little dynamic Moneypenny and Bond and Q.
Oh yeah.
But this when she tells, like, what she actually drafted in the letter.
Oh.
See, if you think about it, Moneypenny is the entire catalyst for the plot.
Well, that's him on a register.
Well, he's pinched her ass and... See, it's nice. Lois Maxwell is... I saw her. She was in the... Have you ever seen The Haunting?
No. Oh, the 1960s film. Got it on Blu-ray down there. I was literally going to watch it in the next couple of days.
Were you?
Yeah.
She's in that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's really good in it too. She's like... She plays a very... Well, she's in a Stanley Kubrick film as well.
2001?
Lolita.
Oh. I've only seen Lolita once, but I recall really enjoying it.
She was very much an actress in demand at this time. But yeah, I just think it's nice. Like, there's all the... Like, you'll come across later films where Bond is sort of goes rogue, or goes off the beaten track. It's one thing I don't like about the Daniel Craig films, because all the Daniel Craig films seem to involve him doing that, and it's like, I just want to see a film where he just gets... M tells him, go to this place and kill this guy.
No, he does.
Stop World War III, and then he just goes and does it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
That sounds like a good idea.
What's so bad about that?
I mean, in fairness, it would shave an hour off the runtime.
This seems really inappropriate to say because she only passed away a few weeks ago, but Diana Rigg really was quite an attractive lady, wasn't she?
Yeah, no, she was a very beautiful woman.
Yes.
Good actress as well.
Fantastic actress.
Fantastic actress.
Yeah. I mean, she almost seems like a bit too good for the Bond franchise. You know what I mean? Like, Diana Rigg was already quite famous by the time. Like, normally with Bond girls, they don't cast they don't cast people who are already famous.
I think he said, didn't they tend to go for either lower rung actresses or models?
They either go for lower run actresses or total unknowns.
Yeah.
Because I guess they just like to have, like, new faces. But everyone would have known who Diana Rigg was.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if that was because they were worried about the fact that they had a new guy playing Bond who's an unknown himself. And maybe they thought, well, if we have at least one recognisable face...
Stick a couple of knowns
Well,
in there.
Telly Savalas as well. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We'll get to him. But
Stick a couple of knowns in there, and hopefully people will be blindsided by oh, it's there off the telly.
Well, that would have been a big like all of the teaser posters.
He's dead.
Oh god, I'm getting Jackass flashbacks.
Yeah. It's funny because it's barbaric.
Suddenly cuts to Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville running around with I don't know,
Bam Margera just sort of stood in the sidelines going,
I'm trying to think of like what would a song that would be on Jackass?
Oh, it'd be like Head Kicked In by the Mac Lads, or
Did you make that up?
No, that's a genuine song. It's called Somebody's.
That seems like a song you made up.
It's a song
kicked in by the lads.
By the Mac Lads. It's a punk song. It's called Somebody's Gonna Get Their Head Kicked In Tonight. There's another one called Beer, We Want More Beer. All the lads are cheering at the fucking beer in.
That's what Bond sings in this scene.
Yes. Or the
champagne. You got any Fosters? Now, everyone will know Australian people do not drink Fosters.
No.
I'm actually being very self-aware and meta by saying that.
Mr. Bond, would you care for some Mondelez Chalet beer? This is going to be the episode, ladies and gentlemen.
No, Mondelez Chalet beer. Mondelez beer. Jesus
This is going to be the episode. It's just going to be Crocodile Dundee and Simpsons references for the whole.
Christ. Well, you know what? We made it all the way through the last film without doing racist Japanese accents, so I'm sure we'll...
It's okay, they're Australians. They love it. One of the few things that I know every Australian person says is, you know what I love? I love when those English people do accents like ours. Especially if they're really rubbish at it.
Those pommies.
Yeah. We don't have any Australian people coming on the show anytime soon. So.
Where'd they go?
Not that we wouldn't want them to.
Oh,
he's
whoa!
dead. Brilliant.
Oh, look at that!
Ah,
that is a man actually getting kicked by a bull. This is a snuff film.
This is
Faces of Death.
Yo, you beat me too. I was just about to say on Her Majesty's Faces of Death.
That man is no longer alive.
That man is dead. Sorry, we just had a steam locomotive.
That was the that was Concorde went past our house there. A now defunct airline service.
It was Professor Yaffle with his steam-powered whirligig.
Oh, now here comes...
a lovely love montage.
Louis Armstrong. Here's another thing that you don't often get in the Bond films. Not just a montage of a song over it, but a little romantic-y montage.
Mm. Fun fact, this entire montage actually only happened in about half an hour.
No, it's happening in real time.
Yeah.
They're actually just teleporting between places.
Bond had that cat shot.
Like, it'll cut to him later on. We've known each other for 4 minutes and a half, but I can already tell you're the one. We bonked once in a casino.
It was great. So how did you two meet? Well, I was wasted.
Well, she was a nutter who tried to throw herself off a beach.
And I was a drunk Lothario.
And then her dad's mates beat the shit out of me.
And then
we bonked at the casino, and then her dad tried to pimp her out. But apart from that...
And then I saw a man get killed by a bull. And I knew that it was meant to be.
Actual death.
So we had a 4-minute montage where we ran on the beach and I drowned a cat. And then... Because that cat's gone now. I don't know if you noticed.
They had it for tea.
Oh. And now we're married, and she's dead. So...
Not married yet. That's the cover of Obscured by Clouds by Pink Floyd. Bears.
Oh, brilliant. Let's go see the bears.
That's a romantic thing, going to watch bears.
Right, Billy, we can take you to Toys R Us and you can
Bears and bulls. You have a taste for Bloodsport, don't you, Tracy?
Why, yes. That's my Diana Rigg impression. That's all that you're going to get.
That is a very...
That's...
No, she looks... Like, fashion-wise, that little get-up she's got on with the checkered thing on, that's fantastic. That's better than Terry's chocolate orange in his Nehru jacket.
I just thought it was really awkward that the dad is sat in between the two of them. Like he's the sort of, I hope he gives me a kiss.
I love you. You know, we didn't talk about Louis Armstrong.
We didn't.
This was one of the last things he did.
Really?
Ever. He died like a year later.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe within the year. John Barry said that was one of the saddest things of his life was recording Louis Armstrong doing "We Have All the Time in the World" because he said that, Louis Armstrong, you got to imagine, he was famous in like the 20s and the 30s. By this time, he would have been in his like 60s and 70s, and apparently he wasn't in a good way.
No. I can believe it.
Was Louis Armstrong the guy who got cancer through all the secondhand smoke from playing in smoky jazz clubs?
I think it might have been.
Because apparently it was either him or someone else, like some jazz musician who never smoked in their life, but they got throat cancer because they played the trumpet in these jazz clubs, which would bring in all the smoke from all these crusty old men,
Yee. Not good. If he'd had a face mask, he wouldn't have been able to play the trumpet. Rest in peace, Louis Armstrong. Gone but not forgotten. This place has so much frosted glass and doors.
That was the era.
Hey, Bert, should we put frosted glass here or a door? Yeah, frosted glass.
Originally, there was. This is a famous deleted scene. Well, it's a deleted scene, but it's never actually been found because it got junked. There was originally more stuff of this. Bond was originally someone was gonna be watching him, and he would chase him out of the office. Like there was a big old action sequence here where he'd like jump out the window and chase him across London. But then they realised the film was probably long enough as it was, so they dropped it.
Shame.
But it's one of those like.
Couldn't he have just pulled out his pocket jetpack?
Well, yeah. Well, I think the budget was running a little lower that year.
Yeah. Well, they'd spent all that money getting Lazenby over to the UK, hadn't they? So.
Because I think most builders around our way do that, actually work for MI5.
Yeah. Well, my builder, he regularly does this, but with a cheese and pickle sandwich for me dinner.
My builder?
Yeah.
I didn't realise you had your own personal builder. What's that like?
You don't have your own personal builder?
Oh no, I'm missing out in life.
Ours is called Dave.
What does he build?
Things. Large things.
Things and stuff.
He's a master of construction. Name a thing.
Now, here's the thing, right? Now, do you remember in You Only Live Twice?
Yeah.
He had a very similar device.
Yes.
That worked out safe combinations.
Yes.
But in that film, he just kind of had it.
Yes.
he just materialised out of his TARDIS jacket.
Along with his pocket jetpack.
Ginormous fucking counter.
Yeah.
At least in this film, they give some kind of explanation as to why he suddenly has a ginormous magic safe breaking machine.
Well, you see, it's because if we didn't have one...
This one, I mean, look at that. Look how...
That's a Luke.
Fabulous.
That is a Luke.
That's some Mary Quant shit right there.
I kind of want a hat. Just the hat.
Just the hat on its own.
Yeah. I think I could pull it off. The Luke, that is. I wouldn't physically pull a hat off.
You're as attractive as Diana Rigdon.
Oh.
Don't put yourself down.
Oh, come on, everybody. We know that I'm not the handsomest pickle in the jar.
I mean, I could be your George Lazenby.
Oh.
All right, then.
Maintain social distance.
This is a very exciting scene of Bond, a bit bored, reading a Playboy.
Yay!
I'm just...
Builder sent that up.
The Spectre assassin comes in. All he hears is...
My God.
Mr. Bond, could you give us 5 minutes?
My God, it sounds like Bond's trying to break into the safe with a tiny hammer.
It's not tiny. I'll have you know.
He's hitting it really hard and really fast.
Documents.
Brilliant. Paperwork.
Receipts. I
can finally do their taxes for them.
That would be... Oh, yeah, so that appears to be from the College of Arms.
Quite possible.
I believe that's where he's going next.
Meanwhile, Dave the Builder.
Probably helped if I watched this before we did this.
Yeah.
I've obviously seen it before, but I didn't watch it in prep.
Well, like I say, I watched it back in July, and I can remember the key beats of it, but it's the broader strokes only.
The bit where Bond has a wank in the office.
Yeah, where he tries to crack that safe
with
open
the Playboy.
with the tiny hammers.
I bet that was some product placement on there. Mr. Hefner.
Yeah.
in his creepy mansion.
Hey, I hear you guys make the Bond movies.
Hello, it's me. I'm calling from my creepy mansion.
I don't know what Hugh Hefner's voice sounds like, so I made him basically have a slightly Brooklyn.
You all right?
You're right.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, hello.
They're wealthy, aren't they? Oh. Can you imagine Hugh Hefner?
My name's Hugh Hefner. I run the Playboys.
What's your name? Denise. Denise.
Denise.
We got a place for you in the bunnies.
You want to be big in the bunnies, don't you?
They do it like rabbits. Oh, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Where's Hugh Hefner from?
United States.
Swindon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, hello. Hello, love. Tell you what.
Smash her in. Oh.
Favourite person I've ever had round to the mansion, right? With Tony Clifton, right?
Bet Hugh Hefner smells.
He would. He's dead.
I bet he smelt.
He did, because I imagine he would have a very stale smell. I mean, the guy was 125
Very
years old.
dry, sweaty smell. Takes the Playboy with him, the dirty bastard.
Yeah, everywhere he went. Bloody
See, Dan, this is the days where you could walk through a very important stock exchange building and read a Playboy in public.
Yeah. It's all right. I'm only even reading it for the periodicals.
Oh, Norman Mailer's got a new piece on the class divide.
On the 20th century men.
He sat there reading, while Spectre's trying to break in, he sat reading the letters page. Me and my wife have noticed our neighbour has...
If you remember, famously, they recreated the scene in the Pierce Brosnan age, but instead of Playboy, it was a copy of Viz. Sorry, I'll do that one again. If you remember, Ben, they recreated that in the 90s with the Pierce Brosnan era, only instead of Playboy, it was a copy of Oink.
He's gone to Em's house to show him the Playboy article.
Oh, brilliant.
Bond, will you please leave... Look, just give me a minute. Me and my wife have noticed our neighbour has got a new top recently, and she's been making rather suggestive glances towards us. Naturally, this developed into something... Okay, that's enough, Bond.
Are you sure, mate? There's some really good bits in here.
My colleague at work is an amputee.
There's an article here I think you should read. It'll help you put some wowzers in your trousers. I think we should bring back the cravat.
I think we should put back the cravat.
Yeah.
Back where it belongs.
On
in
slightly
your past.
middle-aged and older men.
I don't think me and you could pull off a cravat.
I don't know, I reckon we could probably give it a good go. If we ever get big enough to do a Comic-Con panel, I will almost certainly turn up in a cravat.
Looks itchy.
It does. But it's only a scarf.
You're not, Dan, you're not John Pertwee.
I want to give it a go. Oh look, there's the Thames logo.
Yes, they actually built that building just so they could do the Thames logo.
Yeah, they did.
That is a well-known fact.
Yeah, documented fact. Fact.
The Thames logo is actually it's not an animation, it's a live thing.
Yeah.
They actually submerged London and then brought it back up again.
Well, due to the nature of unstable film recording technology, every time they had to do the Thames logo...
Extremely pink carpet.
That's very pink. Every time they had to do the Thames logo, they had to send a runner out to go and film it.
Every single time live.
Every time live.
So now we're in the College of Arms.
Hey, what happened to the College of Legs, am I right?
They were all killed.
Oh.
They all died of... They all caught rabies. It was nearly the 70s. They all died of rabies.
They were all sent to take part in a bullfight.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, here's something that you won't probably pick up until 10, 15 films later. But the Bond family motto is, "The world is not enough."
Oh, right.
Which is the name of one of Pierce's films.
Yes.
Nice
Richard
little...
Nixon's looking well.
See, this should make you hate Bond already. You know why?
Go on.
Because he has a family motto.
Yeah.
Who has a family motto?
I do.
What's your family motto?
Yeah, probably be a rate 8.
That is your family motto. That would be great.
Laura's family motto is, I don't know, you don't know, probably not worth knowing.
My family motto would be, yeah, mate. Hey, what did you just fucking say? I love you. You fucking prick. You come over to me and say that, you fucking bastard. Quote. The family. I nearly said my last name then. Probably shouldn't. But yeah.
What's your family crest? Mine is an old man being pecked at by pigeons.
My family crest is Manchester has the symbol of the bee.
Yes.
Of that's like the sort of unofficial sort of local symbol of Manchester. My family crest is just like a bee that's been squashed and is crying. And here is our Rosa Club clone number 307.
Hooray!
Her name is Irma Bunt.
Is this I remember this bit. Is this where Lazenby does a really rubbish accent?
No, Lazenby is not doing a rubbish accent. He's being dubbed.
Ah, brilliant.
That is not Lazenby speaking.
Hello, mate. I am not James Bond.
Shows you how much confidence they had in him. They just get someone else to fucking do his voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's being dubbed by the bloke he just spoke to in the College of Arms.
Oh, right.
Because apparently one of Bond's superpowers is he can steal people's voices.
Well, it's
Which,
because...
if you think about it, would be a really fucking cool superpower for a spy. But, Bond, he can also fly, power of telepathy, shoot fire from his chest hair,
Say, how's Woofy? Is he okay? Woofy's fine, Bond. Emma's dead.
Hey, your foster parents are dead, mate. Cool, fancy that. I never liked him anyway, fucking pricks.
Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger is Australian.
And there's our Red Grant clone of this film.
Fantastic.
Spectre seemingly have a factory somewhere where they just make blonde Aryan men to act as heavies.
Release the clones!
He will not be the first fucking Grant clone you see in this series. They appear to do them once every other film.
How very novel. Wonder whether the animals have to obey speed limits.
The animals have to obey speed limits.
I said I wonder if the animals have to obey speed limits.
I mean, they can't read English words.
Well, no, but like, if the horses are running on a 30-mile-an-hour road, do they have to stay at 30 miles an hour? And how do you judge that?
This is like the Emmanuel thing. It just leaves you speak. You say things, and it just. What do you say to things when you talk? I don't know what to say to you, Dan. You're uncommunicable. Look, we're in a helicopter now.
Do the helicopters have to?
An extremely orange helicopter. It was made by the same people who made his jumper.
When we scanned in the original 35mm film elements, one of the key things we wanted to ensure was that the helicopter was a natural orange. And so, frame by frame, we have meticulously remastered every inch of that tangerine flying machine.
I've noticed that orange and purple is a recurring motif.
It's because it's the late 60s, Ben. We were about to approach the beige nihilism that was 1970.
The Bond films couldn't be further removed from the time they were set if they tried, unless Bond just started tripping in Bond films.
Incense peppermint. You know what I actually
Cool,
think...
blimey, I'm getting the fare, mate.
You know what? These Beatles are actually pretty bonza.
Forget what I said. That was my last regeneration.
You wait until the next fella turns up. He's a crazy man.
And now we're going to Pisgloria, which is a real place.
Oh.
It's actually a restaurant. It's like a ski resort stroke restaurant, and it still exists. You can still go there.
Well, when we hit 1 million subscribers, Ben, we will head over to this place.
Unlike the last film where we built a volcano.
We did.
We've scaled back
Thank you again to the 100 people.
They scaled back a bit for this film. They just found a restaurant and rented it out. Simple enough.
Well, it's better than when they spent all that money going to space.
When they got to space before Neil Armstrong.
They did.
Or whoever was the first one. Yuri Gagarin. Whoever.
Sean Connery, wasn't it? That's why he's not in this film.
Yes, Sean Connery was the first person in space.
Houston.
I say that's one small step for man, one giant leap for my chest hair.
Houston, have we worked out yet the type of glue that will fix my toupee and my hair so it will not float away in orbit anymore?
We found it on Venus. Special space glue.
I hear that the women are from Venus.
I'll be back in a fortnight. And now we're going to meet Dracula.
We're taking you to a lair where everyone's lactose intolerant.
So that building there where we're going to Piz Gloria, that's the maybe not that one. Well, that's the place where you can still go there now, and they have all like.
Well, I don't think you can go now, but
probably not right this second. I mean, you could, I guess. You get your builder to build you a helicopter.
Yeah, just fly me over. Oh my God, J. Abrams has invaded the film.
Because lens flare. Because he's the only director who does that.
No one else does that. I like that guy whose only job is to sweep that little bit of snow off from the helicopter pad and roll up the red carpet.
It's not even a red carpet.
It's just a carpet.
It's a beige carpet.
Oh yeah, because of the 70s.
No expense spared, Inspector.
How many coats is George Lazenby wearing there?
Switzerland is probably pretty fucking cold.
Oh, I can imagine.
See, I wouldn't do. I would never be in a Bond film unless they do it in a warm. They seem to alternate. One film's warm, other one's cold. That's nice. Look at that shot.
That's nice. All of that's asbestos.
No, there was no. All the snow in the scene is sprayed. They just sprayed entire mountains.
It's highly dangerous and highly flammable. We're all probably going to die.
I like the idea of like when we came to Switzerland, all the mountains were just green grass.
Yeah.
The sun was shining.
You're not saying that British enough, I'm afraid, Ben. You've got to have a bit of a drab, rolling English voice.
I'm sorry for not being British enough.
When we arrived in Switzerland, the mountains were beautiful, but they were just not snowy enough. So we covered all of the bastards in white.
Dun dun dun! Look who it is.
It's
not Donald Pleasance.
It's just a man with a cat. I don't get it.
It's Kojak.
It's who loves you, baby.
That's who it is. Telly Savalas.
Yeah.
1969 this came out. So would that have been the same year he had his hit single?
What was his hit single?
If. I believe was the name of it.
Might have been.
Isn't Telly Savalas related to Jennifer Aniston in some distant way?
Possibly.
He's like her uncle or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Now, Bond has the ultimate disguise. Glasses and a pipe.
It fooled me for so long.
Now, ignore the fact that he's a different person than the last film.
I do like that they desperately try to maintain that he is the same person. Despite the fact that there is that fan theory that Bond's title is just inherited.
Well, that's bollocks, because later films with different actors will reference, well, for one thing, they'll reference this film because they'll reference Tracy. So it can't possibly be different people. It's the same guy.
Until they reboot it.
Until we get to Daniel Craig, but, you know.
We have all that to look forward to.
That's universe 616.
Yes.
This is universe 543. Or whatever.
We have all that to look forward to in the year 2028.
This is the Kelvin timeline of the Bond films.
The chaotic neutral universe.
Yes. Bond stuck his face a bit too close to that fire in that one shot.
Yee. Just checking the room for spiders. Of course, perfectly okay with that.
Everyone knows there are no spiders in Switzerland.
I don't know how to respond to that.
It's true. Look it up. Encyclopedia Dramatica.
Oh, brilliant. Mirror comes off the wall.
Bonza.
Top marks.
Bonza. Yep, it's definitely glass.
That one doesn't do the same thing. Disappointed.
It's not made of crabs like the other one.
Just opens it up and he's like packed for the Bahamas. Just shorts.
It's got a shorts,
sunglasses,
sun cream, bikini.
Couple of cans.
You never know.
Just enjoy the time, you know.
Rehypnol.
Oh no.
Now, we're talking about the fashion of this Bond.
Wow. That's yeah.
It's what are you doing?
It's not so good. It's not so good, Al.
I know. He's meant to be undercover. He's meant to be Sir Hilary Bray.
I know, but even...
But still.
Oh, well, hello.
Now, it wouldn't be a Bond film for an army of women with one line of dialogue each.
Well, this always happened with the other guy.
Now, look out for Mrs. Joanna Lumley.
Mm.
There.
Ah, yes.
That's Joanna Lumley.
Ah.
From Ab Fab.
Wow. From The Wolf of Wall Street. That film that isn't quite...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, she is in that, isn't she? I thought you were joking at first.
No, she is. She plays...
No, she is in that, yeah.
Plays that aunt who he tries to hit on, and they have that weird monologue bit where they both realise he's trying to hit on her.
Yes.
I don't know what it was that drew me to Lazenby's Bond. I think it was probably his kilt.
Well, you know what they say about what they wear under kilts?
Pants.
They wear their penises.
Do they? How do you wear a penis?
I'll show you, Dan.
Hooray.
I'll show you when the recording stops.
Well, thank you, Ben. It's much appreciated.
Oh, he gets off with her, doesn't he? The Scouser.
Ben, he gets off with all of them at some point, inevitably.
You're right, James Atkins.
Oh, God.
You're right, Looker.
If you've been affected by the impressions performed throughout the comedy dining experience today...
Do you want a drink?
This...
Yeah, Bond, what you saying, Doc?
Of all the Bond films...
Just a chicken.
Oh, God.
That's more your dialect than
It
Liverpool,
is,
to be
isn't it?
fair.
Yeah.
Johnson Turkey.
All right, calm down.
My wife is from so I'm allowed to make fun of Dan's not.
They don't know.
I am.
They don't know where we live, so
They know
that'll
now.
probably have to be...
Well, now they know.
That's going to be edited out. That's going to be bleeped. So it'll make it sound like you said something horribly offensive.
I don't think there's anything wrong with saying where you're from.
I prefer not to.
What would someone do? Look from every house?
Yes, they'd knock on. Does Dan live here? Does Dan live here? Does Dan live here? No, Daniel does not live here.
Well, you've already said where I'm from.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you're too bothered about where you're
Well, that's
from.
because you're not from there anymore. Wow, he got the KFC Mega Bucket.
Look at this stock. $6.99 to 12 pieces. It's a bargain.
Yesterday I had Finder's crispy pancakes.
You're right, sir, kid.
It's literally just
It's just chicken nuggets.
chicken nuggets and potato footballs.
They got it from Mackey's.
Everybody's eating like duck à l'orange.
They got the 12-piece meal. Oh, look, Doc, it comes with a free toy.
Everybody's eating like duck à l'orange or fish fillet or a beautiful beef Wellington, and then you've got the one from Liverpool eating KFC and
She
potato
wolfs that
footballs.
banana down. You know what makes me hungry? Because I think it's because the idea is these women are from all over the world, so
Yes.
they're all eating their local cuisines.
Well, so the one from Liverpool is eating KFC, local cuisine.
The one from Liverpool's eating...
Oh, God! We love Liverpool. It's a beautiful city, and we apologise profusely for... Ben is very drunk.
No, no.
No, he's not.
I don't drink. What are you talking about?
You know, of
Fucking
all
liar.
of the Bond films, this was the one I was expecting them to do a
I
comedy.
think most people could tell where you're from anyway, just from your accent.
It's surprisingly not. A lot of Americans don't recognise my accent.
Americans don't know what is.
I know, exactly.
Americans only know London.
Yeah.
That's their idea of Britain.
Oh,
That
yeah.
everyone in Britain walks around going, hello, cheerio, Pip. I say, what?
Crumbs and craggy. Balls and baggery.
I kind of like that Bond goes for the Scouser.
No.
I don't know why. I don't know.
It's
It's
because
just
you're
like,
racist to people towards Liverpool,
I
Ben.
am horribly racist.
Yeah,
I think that's been well
It's
established.
because of the wars between and Liverpool, if you remember rightly.
Oh, so you're sorry to say where I'm from.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Doesn't he have a line here about stiffness?
yes.
Oh, yeah, here we go. By that, I mean I've got a massive erection
I was going to say,
in
that
my cock.
of all of the films that could have had a comedy sequence where James Bond shags somebody, leaves the room, only to bump into another woman who wants to shag him immediately, and it just him getting increasingly tired as he works his way through the entire secret volcano layer. This film had that opportunity and missed it. And I'm
By the
very
end of
upset.
it, it's just like,
Ah, Mr. Bond, please come into my room. Oh, for fuck's
oh,
sake.
fucking hell. All right, I
Fine.
suppose.
Queen and country, Queen and country.
He doesn't shag Joanna Lumley.
No. Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day. Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day.
If Joanna Lumley plays the part she plays in it as Patsy, is that... No. Is that Jennifer Saunders called Patsy in that, or is that...
I'm not as well versed in the...
Not a clue. And now we're in the Batcave.
I know more from Sapphire and Steel.
Mr. Bond, welcome to Wayne Manor.
Oh, brilliant. Can I try on the batsuit? No.
And now we are in Batman. Look at the lighting.
Oh, wow, it's
There was
positively...
literally no reason that scene should have been lit purple.
It's because they're in...
No reason
It's
whatsoever.
because they're in Prince's recording studio underneath Paisley Park.
Prince will only record with an army of women from all over the world surrounding him.
And George Lazenby.
And George Lazenby in a kilt.
He has to be there. They hooked up microphones to every room, but this was where all the magic happened.
Come, let me show you our evil lab. Our what lab? Our normal lab. What's an evil lab? No.
Did I say evil?
And
No.
now it's purple again.
Oh my God, it's the
There he
hood
is.
from Thunderbirds.
Who do you love, baby?
My favourite person to say "Who loves you, baby" is the lead singer of the Wurzels. Who loves you, baby? He says it at the end of the redo of the song "Combine Harvester."
Blofeld is clear. Now, you know what I like about in this film and in the next film? They explain why Blofeld's appearance changes.
Oh yeah.
In later films they'll explain why M's appearance changes. They don't explain why Bond's appearance changes.
It's because you'd rather not know.
Everyone else gets a little explanation.
Well, it's because the truth would shock and disgust you.
Excuse me while I put on my evil jacket.
Ah, yes. I feel much better. Thank you. Excuse me whilst I take my Scottish clothes off.
It wouldn't be Blofeld unless he had a very grey Nehru jacket on.
Yes. There are some very quick and easy identifiers for Blofeld.
Bald, check.
Bald,
Although...
maybe scar, possibly. Grey, weird overall cap.
Well, he only had a scar in the last film. He doesn't have a scar again.
How did he get rid of the scar?
They explain it in this film.
Well, I know they say plastic surgery, but it's like...
Magic surgery.
Well, they use the clone stamp from Photoshop.
Look, Blofeld's not all there in the head. His plan in this film is to send hypnotised women to spray something on some plants.
Spoilers!
What do you mean spoilers? You've seen it.
I know. So when does he dress up as a clown and fall into a birthday cake?
Well, wait till the next film where he drags up.
What?
Yeah, spoilers.
Oh,
I like the wood panelling in Blofeld's office.
it's very nice. It matches the colour of his head.
That should have been a line in the script. Matches the colour of your big egghead. I'm trying to say you're bald. Baldy, 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 man.
Don't think about it too hard, mate, or you'll boil your head.
I say, Mr. Bray, you're being very rude.
just-
Baldy, 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 baldy,
He
man.
reaches into his breast pocket and pulls out a tablespoon, starts tapping him on that.
While still singing. Baldy, 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 man. With batches in his hand. Baldy, 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 man. Mr. Bray, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You're a baldy man. La 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 la. Baldy man. Come on, Chelsea, and score a
He goes into his pocket again and pulls out a toupee and he goes, "Here, I used to have one of these on."
No, I don't need them anymore. I regenerated into hair. Guess what musical came out this year in 1969? What, Mr. Bray? Hair! Let the sun shine.
Except on your head, let the sunshine, baldy bastard.
Baldy, 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 man. Mr. Bray, that is neither funny nor witty. It doesn't even rhyme. Baldy, 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 man.
Can I just to get serious for a moment? Can I ask you a question? Well, yes. Did you have hair before? Yes. Did the wind come along and blow it all off?
Oh, Christ. And now he's using his secret spy techniques to get out of his room so he can shag a woman.
Oh,
This is after he's apparently met the love of his life, Diana Rigg.
yeah, but he's like, well, one more for the road.
Or 2 more, rather.
Or 6 more.
Maybe 6 more. 20 more.
Yeah.
But still, after that,
After that, I'm definitely settling down.
after the 30th, I will settle down.
I'm done. I'm just reminded of that bit in Austin Powers where he goes, the love of my life was a fembot. She taught me the joys of monogamy.
Yeah. That's the start of the second one, isn't it?
Wait a tick, that means I'm single again. Yeah!
Parts of this film would work if you put Soul Bossa Nova behind it.
Oh, yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Anyone where he's wearing the luminous orange turtleneck. It doesn't look very secure.
The Star Trek style of doors nearly took his arm off. That's how I sleep.
Yeah, same.
in my satin sheets. You alright? You come for a shag, our kid?
Ah, brilliant.
Brilliant.
I love the fact it started off sort of being a bit disgusting, but now we're both just doing it, it's fine.
You come for a shag? Stick it in me, locker.
Hang on. I've got some KFC in the drawer. I've only ever been friends, well, I say friends, loose friends, with one person from Liverpool before. And it was a very strange experience.
Did it end in sexual violence of some description?
It was that lad who lived in halls of residence with me, who I told you about, the Practical Joker.
Yes.
I'm going to be very careful with my words about him because he is currently now a Labour councillor in Liverpool.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Oh, look at that. Nice little Scottish kilts joke there for whoever.
But yeah, he was an interesting character.
His chest isn't quite as hairy as Connery's.
Oh no, much less hairy. But that being said, I always believed that Connery faked his chest hair.
He glued it on.
Yeah. Macho man.
And then he looks in the mirror and in his head, in an echoey voice, he just says, baldy, 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 man. Baldy, 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 man.
Go away.
Cuts to him in like primary school, he's 11, with a bald head.
Yeah.
Baldy, 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 man.
Well, Mrs. Connery, I'm afraid your son Sean has the baldest head I've ever seen. Are you okay if we put him in a wind tunnel? We want to measure his wind velocity, see how much... bollocks, I ruined it.
Uh-oh. Blofeld is using his disco powers.
Disco duck.
Your voice proper went then, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I had a... Right, okay, for full clarification, you may have heard me coughing throughout this. That's because I'm riddled with coronavirus.
Obviously.
Ben has asked to come over to catch
That's why
it.
I'm here. I fancy a week off work.
Yeah, he wants a week off work, and he reckons that if he gets it from me, it's probably going to be safe.
I mean, you did tell me not to wear clothes for this. So
Well, I did.
Which I've adhered to.
Yeah, we're both naked.
You know, to your credit.
Yeah. I can only record commentaries in the nude. No, I got immunised for flu yesterday, and one of the side effects they warned about was that you can basically get a little bit groggy and a little bit coffee.
This scene basically preempts disco.
It does.
Like, and now, Ruby, we will begin our hypnosis session. Play the tape.
Of love.
Play
Say
the
what?
funky music one more. Play the funky music one. Bond's like, this is a load of bollocks. Ruined my bonking session.
Hypnotism doesn't work on me, mate. You've got to have a bit of depth before you can have any kind of perception changes. I only have two things on my mind: where the next martini's coming from and where the next bird is.
That scene that we were just in with her going to just contain one of the most beautifully delivered lines when Telly Savalas like, "You will love chickens."
Yeah.
He goes back to her room later on. She's in a very compromising position with some KFC.
Got 4 buckets.
Fucking love chickens, Rita.
I realise this is an audio medium. I've just had my arms out round like I'm holding 4 buckets with a piece of chicken up to my mouth. Oh, Mr. Bond. Welcome to my room.
Hello, girl number 6.
All right.
Right, okay.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that was true about what happens with Scotsman. Yes, you're the fifth one. So
Scotsman, kilts, penis, etc. Yeah. Can we just get on with it, please?
Are you okay if I thumb it in?
Ew. Look, I'm going to be honest. I've run out of juice. It's basically the size of those conkers you used to get at school. So I'd appreciate it if you just lie still, and I'll just. In fact, I'll lie still. You just kind of wriggle about a bit.
Yeah. I've already redirected the blood circulation. This is the best I've got.
It's okay. AIDS hasn't been invented yet.
That we know of. That's him going now down to the doctor's office for a
checkup.
Yeah. Is it supposed to be orange, doctor? Don't know what accent that was. That was all the accents.
That was from foreign land. Was that accent?
That was just all the accents happening at once. Don't look at the sun, mate.
He's going into Berg.
Oh,
Verboten.
no. Verboten, that means come on in.
Oh, I was wrong before. I must apologise.
Mm?
That's not a Spectre agent. That's Bond's mate.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, was that his builder?
That's his build. That's the guy in the building site.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's the builder. Oh, you're losing.
I'm so good at paying attention to films.
You've lost Bond points. You were our resident Bond.
I thought he was another
then.
like Spectre Blondie Grant man, but he's not. He's Bond's curly-haired mate.
You were our Greg Turkington for this.
So he's obviously going to die.
And you've botched it now.
Well, as you know, Tim, I am a big Bond head.
Oh,
we interrupt our Bond film to bring you the most boring sport ever invented.
Sexy curling.
Curling. It's somehow even more boring than golf.
I'm okay with curling.
And golf is really fucking boring.
Yeah, golf's really boring. I'm okay with curling, though. Get a bag of nuts, beer.
Have you ever done it?
I've never taken part in it, but I've watched it.
I can't say I don't think I'd have an opportunity to do curling. Is there anywhere in the UK where you can do curling?
Yeah, there's a few indoor places.
What, like the Chill Factor?
Yeah, yeah.
I've been to the Chill Factor. Probably explain what the Chill Factor is. The Chill Factor
No,
is...
let's not say. Let's leave.
No, the Chill Factor is... Connery wouldn't have done that.
No, we wouldn't have. He'd have complained.
Connery's erection would have smashed the glass.
Did you
Smashed the ice, sorry.
Yeah.
The Chill Factor is a place in Trafford in Manchester where they have like a simulated indoor snowy place. So you can go and ski and like do winter sports and things all year round because they have some kind of, I don't know how they do it. I guess it's to do with like they get moisture from the air and they can actually physically make snow inside the building. But me and my dad once won it in a radio competition. Yeah. My dad used to do a lot of radio competitions.
Didn't he win a fridge?
He won a fridge. Thanks to me, and he somehow, I'm not sure how, probably another quiz. It was like, who's the cheeky chappy who recorded this 1970s one-hit wonder? You know, and then he rang up. He like pulled up on the side of a lay-by. Oh, I saw him do that once. That was funny. We were driving back from Blackpool once, and he actually pulled into a lay-by just so he could do a radio quiz.
Yeah.
I cannot remember what the actual question and answer was, but it was like your typical sort of radio, like, which 1980s one-hit wonder recorded this?
Too shy.
Yeah. And he actually pulled into a lay-by to answer it. That might have been the time he won the Chill Factor thing.
Oh, wow. So what's the deal with it? Is it just like you can go in and muck around in the snow, or do you have to go in with a purpose?
It's a building. It's a very like, I'm showing you with my hand, which won't work to anyone listening, but it's like vertically down. And you can basically, it has like a big ski slope, an inside ski slope, but because of they can generate snow in the building, you don't have to go in like December, November. You can go all year.
Yeah.
I think we went in like June, July.
Oh, wow.
And it's kept constantly refrigerated. It's freezing cold inside, but because that's the idea.
Yeah.
And it's good. I don't know if they're still going strong because of COVID and everything.
Yeah.
I've not actually been in about 5-6 years, but it's cool. It's a fun place.
Yeah, that sounds
But
good.
it's not fun if you're like me, who could not ski to save his life.
Well, like I say, that was why I was asking whether you could just go in and muck about a bit, like have a snowball fight or.
No, I think you have to kind of know what you're doing.
It's a bit of a
I
shame.
think with the skis they have like a 5-minute thing where they teach you how to like not fall on your arse.
Yeah.
Like, don't like take all your clothes off and roll around in the snow.
If you drink and ski, you're a bloody idiot. Basically.
If you drink and ski, you're a bloody idiot. That's the new campaign. It's funny because Australians probably have never heard of skiing.
Oh my god!
Oh no, you're not fit anymore.
Hang on, you're not Totty. Oh no!
Oh
I'm
no.
getting the fear!
We now interrupt this Bond film to bring you Roger Corman's The Trip. We now interrupt this Bond film to bring you My, the clock in the sky is pounding away.
For more information, please see the Head Comedy Dining Experience, which was, I think, the second one we ever did.
No, here's Blofeld. He's revealing his dastardly plan
Ah!
to spray some things on some plants.
Don't get me wrong, Mr. Bond. With your glasses, you had us fooled.
Ah, yes, the Clark Kent technique.
Observe. Hello, henchman number one. Who are you? Ah, sir. Good to see you.
Exactly.
There was a strange man in here with some glasses on just the other day.
The latest from Q Branch in MI6. They're called glasses.
Pay attention, Bond. Very important. Now, this may look like a simple pair
No,
of
this is something we don't really see again. I don't think.
very Blofeld Christmas.
Well, that's kind of what I was going to say. A Bond film set at Christmas.
Yeah.
We don't. Hang on, I'm trying to think. Nope.
He's gone through his databanks.
We get a very bad Christmas pun in a later Pierce Brosnan film, but we'll come to that in 5 years.
Hooray.
But yeah, that's a Bond film set at Christmas, which makes it another weird thing to make it stand out from the rest.
So, Mr. Bond, what have you got me this year?
What's this? A doll, a drum, and a kick of the bum?
Right, it's just what I always wanted.
Did you ever hear that as a kid?
That was all the time. That was every Christmas. What do you want? A dollar drum and a kick
doll,
of the
drum.
bum?
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
My dad thought that was so funny. He still thinks it's funny.
Yeah, we still get it occasionally around these parts. But yeah, I think it was just...
To him, it'll never stop being funny.
It must have just been an 80s and 90s sort of staple.
I don't know. And now this is also the first time in about 20 minutes where they've let Lazenby have his own voice. He's back to his own voice now,
That's good.
as opposed to "Hello, this is not me talking." Hello.
I mean, I suppose they could have done worse. They could have tried to make him look more Swiss.
They could have had the Japanese sexy surgeon scene.
Yeah, just break out
From the last one.
Yeah, just break that out again. He turns up in Switzerland and he looks exactly like Connery did in the other. It's the only makeup they've got.
He turns up. "Hello, my name is Blofeld. I love you."
Puts a hand on the knee, just gives it a squeeze. Blofeld, what would you like for Christmas? How about some hair? Baldy.
Baldy, man.
That's him hitting his head with a spoon again. Can't crack this egg, Blofeld.
He's such a horrible person, Dad.
Yeah.
It's not his fault he doesn't have hair.
It's really bad because he's got a wrinkle on his forehead when he thinks, and it looks like you can flip the top of his head up.
When he thinks.
Yeah, look, you can see the little line there. And it looks like he could flip the top of his head open, and he'd keep it for storage for drinks and popcorn and stuff. You're not going to get away with this, Blofeld.
And now this is the classic I'm surprised we've not mentioned this before. This is the classic Austin Powers-esque. I'm now going to plan an overtly exotic and complicated death for you, where I will not be present.
And I'm going to tell you my entire plan before we put you in there.
Oh, look, Curly Man's dead.
You know, he is just sleeping.
Judo chop! Oh,
Judo
we had
flip.
the same exact thought.
Ah, Mr. Bond, if you didn't have hair, we couldn't grab you
No.
by it, could we?
Mr. Bond, that is a very fetching cardigan.
I may have to pinch that off you. Oh, great. He's been putting that level in Super Mario World 2. You know, the one where he's inside the giant Mario and he's got to climb up all the cogs.
Mario Land 2.
Yeah, 6 golden coins. World 2 is Yoshi's Island, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good of Blofeld. He's given me a very obvious escape plan.
It's almost like he wants me to speak to him again.
Literally, I just have to climb on that wire. Uh-oh. Those are extremely... Everything is so purple.
Everything's purple, orange, or cream.
It's actually making me a bit sick.
It reminds me of a box of roses.
Is that your way of saying, Ben, can you pass me your roses?
I've got a box of roses over there. I bought them specifically
Want me
for
to pass them you? Or?
I'm okay for now, but thank you. I shall wait until this film is over, and then I will go and grab them for our second film tonight.
You don't want to have the sound of you eating.
Well, I'll save it for the second film, which I'm sure you will appreciate tremendously, as it's a tremendous piece of shite that I've discovered quite recently.
Oh, I see.
If you have any love for entertainingly awful films, you will probably greatly approve of it. But we'll get to that later, because we're on Her Majesty's
he has to escape from the TikTok clock from Mario 64, which is more what this level is like.
See, you wouldn't get that in Connery Bond. That shot wouldn't be in Connery Bond. The setup might have been, but
they wouldn't shoot him from overhead in case you see his baldy head.
Well, yeah.
Baldy man.
Baldy man.
Well, Buster Keaton.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I love how they carved the word private into that mountain.
Privat.
Yes. The word dyslexic. I don't know why he did that.
I mean, again, I know I mentioned this before, but you know, you have guns. Just instead of locking him in a room with an obvious hole in the wall which he can climb out of.
I think he's been shortchanged as well on the gadgets front as well.
Yeah, this film is not very gadget heavy.
Yeah. I mean, by now they would have given him like, I don't know.
Although to be fair, they justify it in story because he's technically not on an MI6 mission. He is. He was given 2 weeks leave.
Oh right.
So he can't have any Q branch gadgets. Although, as you'll see in later films, that doesn't stop him from having gadgetry. But maybe I guess the actual reason was they probably just had a vibe of, let's make this one a bit more grounded. I mean, I know it's still a bit heightened because he's currently in a Swedish death lair, climbing on a death wire. But,
inside TikTok clock.
Yeah, some little sped up footage there.
Oh no, I shouldn't have jumped into the clock when it was on 6.
Oh, I'm being murdered by the frame rate. Wouldn't be a 60s Bond film without some very awkwardly sped up scenes.
Yeah. We've been playing a lot of Super Mario 3D All Stars recently.
Your mission is to kill all head men. Kill them.
Bald is beautiful. Bald is beautiful.
Murder every single one you come across. Do it violently.
With extreme prejudice.
Terminate with extreme prejudice.
How are you getting on with 3D All Stars, by the way?
The Switch Mario game?
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. Mario 64 is Mario 64.
Have you done all 3 yet, or are you?
I've not started Galaxy yet.
I'm saving Galaxy for Christmas.
Yeah.
Got 2 weeks
I'll
left, so-
start Galaxy at some point. Just can't be asked at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Not getting on with Sunshine.
Not getting on with it.
No, I don't like it.
Not your thing.
No.
Oh wow. I kind of dig Sunshine. It's
No, I don't like it.
it's one of those ones. It took me 7 years to complete one level, and then I couldn't finish the game until I did it.
Don't like the controls.
No, well the GameCube controls are better. I will say that much.
I have a GameCube controller.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well the GameCube controller's incompatible.
Yeah.
Don't work with it. Which I think's really weird, as well. Like it's like
Look,
yes, you can use the controller, but half the buttons don't work.
Look, Bond's about to get monorailed to death.
What's that name? Say it again.
Or trammed, I don't know. One of them.
Being
Well,
trammed.
look, every close-up is shot in a very sped-up way. Did they just not do the frame rate properly on those shots?
Yeah, probably. No, you see, when we were scanning the original 35mm elements, we noticed that all of the Bond scenes were shot at 25 frames a second, but all the close-ups were shot at 30.
Mr. Lazenby insisted on that.
Yes. So we enhanced all of the 30 frames a second footage to really give you the best possible
He said, if you
detail.
film me in anything less than 40, I'm going to kill you.
He was ahead of his time. If he'd have stayed on for one more film, they would have shot everything at 60 FPS. It's a very dark film, isn't it? Very dark and very vibrant colour. It's like basically...
Somehow.
yeah, it's like there's basically no middle ground. It's like every shot is either overly dark like that and looks like ridiculous, or super, super colourful orange, purples, beiges and creams.
Yeah, I think that's just because of the... You got to imagine, these films have a fairly rushed production time.
I mean, it comes to something when, you know...
They're making like one every 2 years.
Yeah.
The production time is going to be fairly rushed. Or at one point, one a year. I mean...
He's up there and Blofeld's just like Colonel Kurtz.
I'm just picturing the doors behind this scene.
Yeah.
Come on, baby, take a chance with us. She opens the present, it's just a live chicken.
It's just a box of popcorn chicken from KFC.
It's just a live chicken.
Yeah.
Somehow fit in the box.
You're not the boss of me, Baldy.
So, I think Blofeld's evil plan in this one is still fucking stupid and bizarre, but it makes slightly more sense than There's One You Only Live Twice.
Yeah.
Which is, we're going to eat some rockets.
Yes.
And that will somehow trigger World War III.
At which point I will rise up.
And then what happens after the worlds nuked each other?
Bald men over on the earth.
I don't fucking know.
And I become the king.
I don't know, mate.
Asked, mate.
Oh, sorry, that was Donald Pleasance. I don't know, mate.
Asked, mate.
Asked. 6.
In either case.
In this one, his evil plan is he's going to send these women and he's going to give them like a hypnosis trigger. And then when he gives them that, they're going to release a spore into the crops. And then
Paul Newman's going to have my legs broke.
Destroy all the crops. And then what happens then?
No food. Everyone starves.
And then Baldman overthrow the earth.
Yes.
This is what it all boils down to.
Boils, bald, egg. Blofeld's. Blofeld's family motto.
The freebies.
Blofeld's family motto is together stronger, bolder.
Make Baldy great again. Baldy, 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 Baldy man.
Build back Boulder. Their family crest is an egg being protected by 2 hawks.
The family crest is an egg. It's an egg with like a little smiley face drawn on it. His alternate family motto is?
Go on.
Oh, Chakadudi. We discovered. Oh, Kinder.
Toy.
Oh,
Me on Scrabbly.
we discovered.
Oh, toy.
Wow.
So, in this film, we have offended the Scotch,
Oh,
the Australians,
And Eggmen.
men, baldy men, Liverpudlians, some women,
All women.
all
Me and Scrabbly. Let's just do the whole commentary in Kinder Egg talk. Oh,
Liz and Oopie.
oh, body.
Oh, bundy.
I remember you telling me about the first time you watched the advert. It was like a dodgy version.
Oh,
or
yeah,
like
it was
a bootleg version.
it was,
that they'd edited it.
Yeah, it was like a YouTube poop. The first time I saw it, this was back in the very early days when YouTube.
It was a
poops-
screamer, wasn't it?
Yeah, where YouTube poops weren't labelled as YouTube poops. So I searched for the Kinder advert to see what all the fuss was about, because I'd heard a few people go like, oh, it's terrifying. And then when it goes toy, instead of him going toy, it jumped to a screamer. He'd got big blood red eyes, and he went, "Arr!" And I literally had headphones in.
I've tried to find that version.
Yeah.
I can never find it, so I'm assuming it's gone now.
Probably. But I did a somersault backwards off my bed. Like, it's the only time you've ever seen a fat man fly. It was ridiculous.
A bit like when you saw the prams and pushchairs.
Yeah.
Every mother's nightmare. Yeah.
Just.
So now we get some very, very well shot Skeeto, and now we're in Mr. Freeze's lair from Batman and Robin.
The boss makes us wear these leather helmets to try and reimagine what it's like to be him.
We fucking hate wearing orange. Orange sucks. Who likes wearing orange?
See,
What you expect is terrible. You have to go in front of dodgy projection. I mean, look at that.
Oh, that's actually surprisingly better than some of the Connery ones.
Oh, wait till you get to Roger Moore.
Ugh.
You want to see some terrible projection.
I look forward to it.
Wait till you get to that.
I very much look forward to it. See, it makes sense for them to wear orange while they're outside like this, because if they fall off the skis, they're bright, luminous orange on a white backdrop. So
Okay, I will give you that.
They'll be
That
found
that,
at least,
that
but-
does make a practical sense.
But
Doesn't look good though.
no, it looks rubbish. And Bond looks like he's from the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory film.
This is a staple you'll notice. The long shots of just like, the stunt guy who they got to actually do the skiing. And then you just got to Lazenby in Pinewood Studios.
Just acting.
Oh, look at that. Yes. I kind of like how this Blofeld actually mucks in
Yeah.
with the chasing. Like,
He's like, come on, guys.
normally Blofeld had just sat in a chair with a cat,
Yeah.
just kind of going, and the world will be mine. In this one, he actually gets out and does stuff.
It appears Mr. Bond is a rather slippery customer. Oh, well, he's going to die.
This is exactly what Chill Spot in Manchester is like.
Really?
Getting shot at by orange men.
Is that part of the experience?
It's part of the... You have to pay a bit extra, but yeah.
All right, buzzing.
And now he's effectively snowboarding.
All right, buzzing. Right, so you've got your skis, you're ready to go on slope, and you've gone for the Spectre Death package, I see. Good choice.
Is that your Manchester voice?
That's my Manchester voice, mate. All the people
Okay.
are buzzing, aren't they?
They are all buzzing.
A little bit northern. But
He's effectively doing the N64 game 1080p skateboard.
nice. He fell out of the tree. I still say my favourite impression that you do is me.
I only save that for special occasions,
Yeah.
like Tuesdays.
It's a wonderful impression.
Damn it, if only God hadn't invented trees, none of this would be happening.
The Spectre agent's natural weakness is trees,
Spectre Agent's natural weakness is foliage.
which can be implemented in a variety of ways.
I believe the Beatles film Help had a very similar scene to this. But at least in that one, look at that.
Oh, wow.
At least in that one, they sang Ticket to Ride while they did it. That is not a real man. That is an action man they have chucked off a cliff.
Do you reckon he had to stop to breathe to scream again?
You'd be like, ah! Ah!
If only some mummy was falling with me.
I love that he knocks people out with a ski thing. That's
Yeah,
great.
it's a nice touch. Oompa loompa doompity bond. Don't know anything that rhymes with bond.
You don't know any other word that rhymes with Bond.
Think of abscond. Blonde, maybe. Pond. Actually, there's a few words.
In fact, there's more than several.
I'm not going to make the rhyme.
Okay, Dan, you're going to have to ride solo for a minute while I go and have a wee.
Very well. Is it going to be a pleasant wee?
I've lost the microphone.
Ben has lost the microphone. It's because I gave him 10 metres of cabling.
No pressure, but you have to be the funniest man in the world while I go for a wee. Now go.
Okay, so this man walks into a bar and his name is Barbara. And he went to the bar again. I'm not going to do a joke while Ben goes for a whiz. I'm going to have a little heart-to-heart with you guys. It's been a little while. So the Hocus Pocus commentary that's just come out, we recorded that back in March. And if you want an idea of exactly when we recorded it, it was the day before the national lockdown was called the first time around. So the podcast, the commentary you've just heard is literally 8 months old. We're hoping in the near future to get some online stuff sorted to try and improve Ben's connection, because Ben's a bit of a bohemian. He has the internet, but it's not. But hopefully we'll improve that. And yeah, we're hoping to record 3 tonight, and then I'm going over to my partner Laura's house next week, where we're going to record another one, which will be another Valentine's special. At least we're hoping to do another Valentine's special. And then, yeah, pretty much we should have episodes then that will take us right up to April with a bit of luck. But yeah, it's nice to have Ben back, because I haven't really been in a, like I say, we haven't seen each other for about 7 or 8 months, and yeah, it's good, because, you know, it's nice to hang out. I've spent a lot of time by myself over the last few months because of all of the nastiness that's going on at the minute. So to actually meet somebody who isn't part of my own family is nice. It's good to hang out. I'm going to be honest with you, with this Bond film, I wasn't 100% smitten. I think it was nice from a directional standpoint, but the plot's a little bit... I'm really, really looking forward to just tying the whole sort of Connery era off altogether, which we will be doing over the next couple of months. We've got another meetup scheduled in for the sort of tail end of November, and possibly one more in the middle of December. So yeah, the idea is that we will hopefully get enough in that should another national lockdown happen, we're covered for a bit. I'm currently looking to try and get Ben a reasonably priced laptop or something similar to help him to get online and use Skype and things like that. But the plan is we're going to be doing another film almost immediately after this film, and then later tonight we have a special guest who's going to be joining us as we talk through a slasher film that you probably won't see until April next year. Weirdly, this is one of those commentaries where we're recording this now, and you'll get it really, really soon, but all of the other ones we're recording you probably won't see until like between January and April next year. It's just how the cards are falling really with it. So yeah, I think it's going to work like this for now, but we're trying to get some sort of precaution measures in place just on the off chance that things go tits up again. So yeah, it's all good. Like I say, with this film, I really like the fresh direction choices. The city is quite nice. I like the performances. I find the script is a little bit long-winded, and it's a bit... Oh wait, Ben's coming back. It's a bit dry, but it's okay. So then the man says, "What are you going to do with that horse's head?" And the horse says, "Nay, sir. Nay, nay, nay.
What I miss?
Nay." Bond got chased up down the mountain to a ice skating place, and then he met up with Diana Rigg again. And...
She's having a poo.
Oh, very nice.
I wanted to say that because now it's going to be recorded forever.
You for posterity. So yeah, they've all just met back up again, and now he's still on the run from...
My favourite bit of the drifting wildly off topic. Do you know that stream that H Bomberman did?
Oh yeah.
When he did the Mermaid charity stream?
Yeah, the Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, and Jim Sterling came on for a bit to like chat shit. And he came on and was like, "You alright, Jim, how you going?" And Jim Sterling's first thing he said was, "Yeah, I'm alright, I've just come back, just had my morning poo. I'm ready to go, you know." And I just thought, I love you.
Yeah, that's great.
Or rather, I love you.
Yeah. Squeeze of the knee.
I just that endeared me so much.
Yeah, it works. It works. And I'm current. I have a look.
Yeah, Diana Rigg's back in the film.
Yeah, she's back in it, and she's skinned a bear.
She's literally wearing the rainforest on her.
That's Blofeld's hair.
That's why he's after Bond.
Yes. Your soon-to-be wife has kidnapped all of my hair. Give it back. Well, she nearly killed somebody. Oh, that was the joke.
Women drivers, Dan, because you see, Dan, it's funny because women can't drive. Dan, do you see, Dan?
Do you know what I mean, mate? Mate, do you get it, mate? Hey, mate.
I can't remember. I know I've not watched this film in a while, but I can't remember if there's a line that establishes why she's in Switzerland.
You know, one of the disappointing things I've just realised about this is going out in November.
Yeah.
This film is one of the most Christmassy Bond films ever.
Well,
we're going to be releasing it in November.
Well, what? Yeah, but you don't have like a network you answer to. Why don't you just put it out in December?
Because we do. It's the way of the law, Ben. We do Bond film, not Bond film. Bond film, not
Bond
film. Bond film, not Bond film.
You're your own
Bond film, not Bond film.
You're your own authority. Why don't you just put it out in December? If you want to put it out in December. No one. There's no network. There's no company saying, "Dan," with a cigar. You gotta put it out in November, see? We need a Bond coming to you for November, see? If you don't, we'll lose all our ratings, see?
And they point to a big graph with my head on it.
We'll lose all the ratings.
What ratings?
The ratings for the show. Tonight we got a really big show.
A really big show.
The Beatles are coming on.
What?
I'm doing Ed Sullivan.
Oh yeah.
No. Anyway, look, Snow.
What's an Ed Sullivan?
Ed Sullivan was a man.
Did he?
He spoke like this.
My favourite bit is when they drive the cars.
It won't be a Bond film without a badly chroma keyed car chase.
But where is his Aston Martin DB9?
DB5.
DB5.
It ain't in this one.
Good old British Petroleum.
You'll see the Aston Martin again. It's just not in this one.
Oh, great. This film's now become the love bug.
It's now become Talladega Nights, the legend of Robbie Bobby.
Uh-huh. He loves the monkeys, Uncle. Whoa, whoa. He loves the monkeys, Uncle. Yeah, yeah. He loves the monkeys, Uncle, and the monkeys, Uncle, say for me. It's turned into a Disney screwball comedy. Cuts to the other drivers. Chevy Chase is driving with his family.
You know, Diana Rigg can barely drive. That fur cap is almost covering her eyes.
Mm.
I'm surprised you can see.
There's one of the guys from the Take On Me music video.
I'm picturing Take On Me against the sequence, and it kind of works.
Yeah.
But Take On Me is kind of like Guile's theme. It sort of works with everything.
Mm.
That was just a shot. They filmed that and then they just flipped it upside down in the edit.
For
You can just tell.
We went back to the original 35mm negatives for the restoration of this film, but we were told to insert that shot upside down on purpose. So we did.
Gillette got their money's worth
Oh, yeah.
from all the product placement.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I seem to recall that we're getting close to the end of the film now.
No.
We're like halfway through?
There's about half an hour left.
Yeah. Wow!
Oh, the
Love
edit
it.
of that's so funny. They filmed the crash and then we cut to the explosion.
That
It's
guy
like,
nearly died. Did you see the one bloke who was like in the explosion as it went off?
I think he nearly died.
People died. Oh, I can see why they were made for each other.
It'd be a bit late in the series now for Bond to start worrying about other people's mortalities.
Don't worry about the other drivers, they're dead. Oh no, it appears we're being snowed in.
That was probably shot in Pinewood, I imagine.
Yeah, it almost certainly was. Oh yeah, it's definitely Pinewood.
That's not.
That's not,
That
but that
is.
is.
That's not.
That's not. That probably isn't. That is. There's the sped up footage again.
No, Dan, it's just a really, really fast car.
Don't go that
So,
quickly.
see, now it's a biblical story.
Oh, brilliant. Is this how the baby Jesus was born?
Yes, Mary met James Bond on the night before. And he made some... I'm trying to think of a Bond-esque quip he could have made.
Oh, holy night.
Speaking of holes...
Virgin birth.
And you could say on the third day, I rose again.
Virgin birth. Well, that's one way to explain it.
They got that soft filter on her,
Mm.
like they did it back in the day.
So much Vaseline.
Put the soft filter on, makes them look all pretty. You don't need a soft filter for Diana Rigg.
No.
She's pretty as she is.
Oh, yeah. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, James Bond came to say... That was all I
Go
had.
on.
That was all I had. That was all I had.
I provide jokes with no punchline.
My job is feed line.
That's for you to decide.
My job is feed line. That is it. Punchline next gag is your job.
Oh, that's far too much pressure. I'm too busy trying to think of biblical sex puns. No room at the inn? We'll see about that.
Oh, that's horrible.
Go on.
A donkey is not all you'll be riding into Bethlehem. Hey, bugger. Well, you've already had 3 kings and 3 shepherds, but what about me?
He gives up trying at the end. Bethlehem? More like Bethlehem in your arse. We're going to have sex, Mary.
Joy to the world.
That is a thing that is happening.
Joy to the world. I have come.
Pontius, pilot my into your...
Oh, God.
And then the last one is just him going, Jesus Christ!
See, what we're going to spoil now coming up is actually the plot twist is that Diana Rigg's character here has actually been leading James Bond to a giant wicker bald man.
Take him to the wicker cue ball.
Yeah, take him to the wicker egg.
The wicker egg. Bombers! Oh, God, mate. Jesus Christ. Look at that.
You can try and burn me, Blofeld, but your hair won't come back. And next year, a sacrifice of only
Killing me won't bring back your damn hair.
and next year, a sacrifice of the baldest egg on the planet will only be enough. They'll come for you, Blofeld.
They will not fail. We just missed Bond doing a propose.
Ah, congratulations. I'm sure that the divorce will be swift.
Well, you have to wait to the end of the film for that. But
In fairness, do you
spoilers, they do not. Spoilers for anyone who's not watched a film that's 50 years old now. They do not end up staying happily married.
Well, no. That being said, do you think that Bond would have been possibly able to keep it in his pants for
Absolutely
the
not.
rest of his spine? Yeah, he probably had the bridesmaids.
Even if,
and
yeah,
that's it.
even if Tracy had never been drive-by by Tupac and Biggie at the end, then you know.
Bloody hell! Oh, my back! Oh God!
You've permanently crippled me. This is how you want to begin our marriage?
I was sleeping on boards.
I like it when animals watch. It's kind of my thing.
I don't think there's a specific name for that fetish, but yeah.
I like it when bald men with guns interrupt us.
Oh yes. I'm trying to think of what the tagline for this commentary is going to be. Last time it was Dan and Ben visit the jacuzzi sex palace.
Just type the words baldy, 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 baldy man.
Dan and Ben get baldy, 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 baldy.
Just type disaster, nightmare, drunken one.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
They can't catch up to our green screen.
They've been chasing us for 5 days.
It's all right, I've trapped them in some stock footage.
They needed that insert shot because, you know, you need to know he's wearing goggles.
Well, yeah. Why did Blofeld need to put a baldy cap on?
Because he can't hide from the truth, Dan.
Baldy, baldy, baldy. I think it is going to be baldy, baldy, baldy.
Yes.
When the snow starts falling, there's a man you should be calling.
Oh, this is a good bit.
That's Kale 54796.
This is a very nasty, violent bit.
Ooh. Mr. Plow is a loser,
You'll
and
see.
I think he is a boozer. So you better make that call to
Ah!
the Plow King.
Blood.
Beautiful.
And then, wait for it.
That works.
He had lots of guts,
That's
Dan.
fine. That's good. Although, how did he know that? Because he wouldn't have seen him.
Well, he would have heard this. He would have heard these sounds. Ah! Ah!
Oh, bloody hell, my legs!
And he would have gone. Turns out, not a time to lose one's head.
Looks like he fell in the snowplow and got ploughed.
There seems to be a recurring joke I've noticed when I've listened back to these. Just you going, well, looks like he got shot with a bullet in his head.
Well, I got ploughed last night. He got ploughed this morning.
Not the only one of us to get ploughed, eh? Shut the fuck up.
Hashtag cut Bond quips.
Blofeld just started the avalanches since I left you. That was some awful front projection.
That was terrible.
It looked like he was bigger than the mountain.
So far, I haven't seen an effect as bad as the volcano special effect in You Only Live Twice.
It's okay, Tracy. I've developed the power of superhuman height. I am Ant-Man.
Hear me roar. Oh wow, that's bad. That was animation.
Walt Disney did that bit. Walt Disney did that bit.
Just before he died. A horrible, horrible death.
It's quite good for the time.
It is, it's very impressive. Again, I think it's the editing that really does it.
Yeah. It seems to be like a combination of stock and a combination of superimposing them over the footage.
A little bit of back projection and
They probably did. I imagine they probably did like set off some minor explosives to make the snowfall.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit of a Threads vibe from it, I'm not going to lie.
It's not. What? Blofeld let off a nuke.
Yeah.
On top of the mountain. This'll sort them out.
Cuts to a bloke in Lancashire who's going, bloody hell, as he stands up and pulls his trousers up.
Cuts to an ET doll being burned alive.
Yes.
I think we reference Threads about once every week when we do these.
Yeah, pretty much. Barely a month goes by without at least one Threads reference and one really rubbish pun.
Now, I'm the bad guy, so obviously you have to get the girl. Because that's just what baddies do. They always take the girl.
Despite the fact that they are all obviously probably dead. That was sped up as well. That wasn't even James Bond.
Look at this. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
I won't see that in another Bond film.
No.
Little arty, little
Good, isn't it?
dreamy sequence there.
Yeah.
I don't think they even light M's office in this way again. Look how dramatic that's
Very moody looking.
all backlit, shadows. Every time you see M's office now, it's just going to be like flat lights. Turn the lights on. Can you see their faces? Yep, fine.
Cool.
Fine, action.
Roll, cut, stop drinking, go again.
Get the whiskey out of Bernard Lee's face for 2 minutes.
When we inspected the original 35mm elements, we noticed that his face was incredibly red.
That was a good take, Bernard, but could your face be a little redder in the next shot?
What?
What? I said, what?
Bernard, what?
What? Ass!
So, what's the mission for this week? Girls!
What? That's his only line.
Emma's
You wanted to see me, Em. What?
Is this in relation to the mission you told us about earlier? What?
He's got like one of those, what do they call? Little things that you have whiskey in.
Oh,
Fuck, I'm totally drawing a blank now.
yeah, me
I
too.
used to have one.
Yeah, you a carafe.
A what?
A carafe. A decant.
No, not a decanter. A little portable thing.
Oh, a hip flask.
Hip flask. That's what I was looking for. Hip flask.
You
wanted to see me, Em?
all he can do is laugh and say what?
You said that an evil madman is trying to nuke the world. What?
Is that something you'd like me to deal with?
This phone is bigger than my head.
It is, wow. Love the fact that the Queen's still in the background, but even the Queen looks moody.
Well, I mean, I guess the film is called On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
In fairness, the Queen does not turn up in this film very much, so...
The Queen does turn up in this film. She guns down his wife at the end.
Yeah.
Philip, get the lorry!
That's a Luke.
That is him.
I mean, I wouldn't...
That hoodie thing she has on was very, very furry.
Hmm.
Entire forests were destroyed for this film.
Ah, miss, I'm sure you will learn to love a bald man. You're not my hairy Australian love machine.
Do you think you could ever love a man who's called Telly?
I'm open to the idea.
Apocalypse Now there. Dun, 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 dun. See, MI6 won't help him, so he brings in his old crooked, dodgy mates.
If you can't, it's the British way, isn't it? If you can't get it done legally, do it illegally, but just don't tell anybody.
M's only purpose in this film is to say to Bond, no, don't care, fuck you.
Yeah. What?
What? I can't hear you, I'm pouring whiskey. Lovely. Lovely.
Lovely, nice.
I love that. Lovely, nice. Yeah. Q said you wanted to see me. What?
Hey! What time is it?
It's Jim Beam o'clock.
Pour, 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 drink, 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 smile. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. That sounds like a man with hair.
Well, she recognises her daddy's voice.
Ah. I cannot allow this. I like that Blofeld has various Blofeld suits in glass cases just behind.
A bit like
him.
he has his own. It's the Blofeld cave.
Yeah. I noticed he's fucked his cat off.
He ate him.
Gone.
It gets very. He's very isolated in that weird Swiss resort.
Yeah.
Not many supplies around. There's no co-op.
No.
There's no Lidl he can go to for supplies.
The best they've got is a corner shop, but the bloke, he doesn't take too kindly to him, so.
She's like, well, when you said you wanted pussy, I wasn't quite sure what you meant.
You do know that if this film was remade, Mark Gatiss would be playing the man on the left.
In a gratuitous cameo.
He would. And he'd maybe say something like, Bond, you've got to get down there right away. And then they'd go, it's Mark Gatiss.
Probably true.
So when are they going to do the first Bond multiverse film where the reboot universe meets this universe?
That'd be good. Crisis on Infinite
Bond.
Shag Nasties.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have Sean Connery turn up and be like, you've got to go back.
Well,
all these women are mine. And then...
oh, there's only one Bond who's dead, isn't there? Roger Moore?
Yeah. You got Dalton, Lazenby...
Could have Brosnan back.
Brosnan, Connery,
David Niven.
and to be fair, it's suitable. Yeah,
Peter Sellers.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
There's a dolphin Bond at one point.
Neil Connery.
Yeah, Jimmy Bond. In fairness, it's very in keeping with Roger Moore's character of Bond to not turn up in the multi-Bond story because he'd probably be busy doing something stupid. Nice lighting.
That's okay. I've forgotten all about my evil plan to destroy all the world's crops. There's a bird in the base.
Okay, Blofeld, play it cool.
Play it cool, Blofeld. Play it cool. This is what my inner voice sounds like.
Tell me, do you like the music of Disco Duck? Oh, buggery, I've botched it.
It wasn't meant to be Savile, but I've just realised that's how it came off.
Basically, yes.
But we'll go with that, sure.
Yeah. Well, Blofeld is evil. It's not beyond, you know. The sound you're hearing is Ben breaking into, I'm going to say, side number 2.
I don't drink.
He doesn't drink.
That was Dan doing that. Dan's an alcoholic, he probably hasn't told you.
My coffee has become my first love. I've got a mini fridge I'm going to get a Dr. Pepper out of when this film is finished. Stop breaking Sauvignon Blanc 1926s. They're very expensive.
If Connery's Bond was here, he would not be happy with her.
He wouldn't have married her. It'd been it, done.
My dear girl, that's a Dom Perignon 45 Shavov you're breaking.
I mean, he was only marrying her in the first place.
What are you going to do next? Listen to the hip swinging sounds of Elvis Presley without earmuffs?
You know how I feel about that Glenn Miller.
You know how I feel about hip hop. Oh, we get the classic theme.
I mean, Connery's Bond would have just married her as a tax dodge.
Tax dodge.
I don't think you understand. If we get married, it saves us nearly £120 a year.
Do you know how much money I could spend on toupees?
you reckon Connery has just that one really, really like Buffonti type one he puts on in private?
That's his Billy Idol one.
Yeah, is John Pertwee.
He goes in the mirror naked and he's like, "Chick ride more, 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 with a rebel yell. Chick ride more, 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 more," and then just the guitar solo.
Here
It's
is
a nice
Jane
day
Fonda.
to start again. Nice day for a
White
white
wedding.
Yeah.
Still got it, Sean. Still got it.
Turns out Connery's Bond is inexplicably a big Billy Idol fan.
Oh, he's still awake.
I just remembered I'm alive.
Stupid henchman, you go night-night now.
She just threw him into a hairbrush.
She just murdered somebody. I'm going to be honest, it's not as good as the volcano storming. I mean, it's still good, but it's not as good as the volcano storming.
Again, like I say, this goes into the Bond pattern of we'll end with a load of blokes with guns.
Just breaking in and destroying the place.
Yeah, whether it's ninjas or Draco's Greek mercenary men, like in this film.
Like, he did not say that.
What are you talking about? I dubbed that line.
Yes.
Come on.
I remember your gap year on
Come on, let's go.
Where did the flamethrower come from?
Him. But you know what? If I was going to a snowy locale, I'd probably think to bring a flamethrower too.
Wow! This blew up a cable car.
So that makes some sense. There's the Adam West Batman lighting.
I guess he had a burning question.
Holy Swiss Alps, Batman!
Holy Toblerone, Batman!
This foul, dastardly mind Robin, planning to destroy all the world's crops. A simple act of villainy which we just cannot tolerate.
Holy Swiss bliss, Batman! It's our arch nemesis, Egghead! My name is not Egghead, it is Blofeld.
Well, Vincent Price did play a character called Egghead, did he?
He did, that was from the 60s Batman series. His special power was he threw rotten eggs that poisoned people.
I remember, I've got that entire show on Blu-ray.
I've got it on DVD just over there.
Oh, you want to get the Blu-ray? All those swanky 60s colours just pop. But
remember the Bat 2C?
I will warn this, if you're watching the show on Blu-ray, literally every episode of that show is the same.
Yes.
So you will drive yourself quite insane.
I got through
if you watch it all in one go, like I did.
Yeah.
1 week.
I did the first 2 discs of season 1, and then that was when I realised that I didn't really have to watch anymore.
You know what? Normally I'd have a go at you for not watching the whole of your set that you've paid money on, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
Once you've seen about 10, you don't need to watch anymore.
They were all pretty similar. I mean, I was half tempted at one point to jump forward to season 3 just for all the weird stuff like the surfing episode. And
oh god, season 3 is when it gets, and it starts to go off a bit by like half. Season 3 is when it gets bad.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean is like, it's like, it's camp all the way through, but it's very funny in season 1 and 2.
Oh god.
Just punched his daughter in the face.
He did.
That needs a trigger warning.
That's not good.
But season 3 is when it gets bad. Like they had no money left.
Wow.
Every villain is on the same set. and when I say set, I mean a black backdrop at Warner Brothers Studios or NBC or wherever they made it.
I went to go and see the animated one they did in the cinema when it was out.
Animated one?
Yeah, they did it I think it was 2014. They did an animated 1966 Batman special.
Oh, I've heard of that. I've not seen it.
Yeah, I went to go see it in the cinema.
Was
it was really good. Yeah,
wasn't Adam West and Burt Ward did the voices?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Adam West's last project. They did 2 of them. They did one with William Shatner as Two-Face.
Yeah.
Which is great, just in and of itself. And the one that they did, the first one, which was the one I went to see in the cinema, had basically all of the key villains, the Penguin, the Joker, all them lot, sort of team up.
Oh.
They got...
You're missing the epic final of this film, which takes place on a bobsled course.
Oh, it takes place on Cool Cool Mountain.
It takes place in Cool Runnings, starring Cuba Gooding Jr.
In a bit, you're going to see a giant penguin slide past them both.
Have you just got Batman on the brain today?
Oh no, that was the
Someone nearly died filming this.
That was the reference to the relay race that you have with the giant penguin in Crystal Mountain on Mario 64.
You've got Mario and Batman on the brain. Yeah. Someone nearly died filming this.
Oh wow!
I mean, not the shots where the green screen.
Well, I was going to say that would have been quite impressive. But...
Those shots where it's like their point of view.
Yeah.
And they obviously would have had to film someone actually going down a bobsled. That shit's dangerous.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand why anyone would want to do that.
I'd like to do it.
It looks horrible. People do that.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
I'd probably like to do it once.
Just
as an idea. But that's just because, I quite like driving. So.
Do you like that bit where it just was suddenly nighttime?
Yeah. It was the 60s, Ben. Everybody was...
Bond and Blofeld were both tripping off their tits.
Yeah.
That wasn't champagne he was drinking. That was...
that was literally bottles of acid.
That was ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Just pure hallucinogens. I say, Tracy, I feel I'm getting the fear. Shall we stick on the Doors' first album? Break on through to the other side.
Now she thinks I'm cool.
Now she thinks I have hair.
Oh, that was the bit where that guy nearly died. What reaction is that?
Death.
Gone.
To be fair, he's the baddie.
And how did he run ahead of the bobsled?
I think it's this shot here because the stuntman who actually had to literally drag himself on a bobsled course.
Yeesh.
I mean, that is going to fuck your legs up somewhat rotten.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So how do you reckon he's going to get out of this one?
I just reckon he's going to fucking kill him, mate.
You say that, but you're wrong.
Pull a gun out, shoot him in the head, job done.
Ooh, God. Even looking at, I always get, sick, not looking at the footage where they actually had the stuntmen actually mess about on the bobsled course. I just think, Jesus Christ, that looks so scary.
I mean, you got to imagine that ice, when you're travelling at that speed, is basically like you're just travelling over sandpaper.
That's real ice.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck me. I mean, at least it's not like Twilight Zone, the movie, where John Landis killed that kid.
Oh, yeah. Dead. That would have broke his neck.
That was a proper Looney Tunes-esque send-off for Blofeld, that.
Yeah.
Good night, that's all, folks. Dun, 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 dun.
We'll meet again, Bond. We'll meet again.
Has Bond finally met his snowy grave? Is this a little too cool for him?
All this and more will be answered in the next exciting installment.
Oh, look, a dog.
Fuck you, then.
That's Q, actually, in disguise.
I thought you were going to say that was M in disguise.
The dog's face just goes... Hello, Bond. I've just realised I've barely been in this fucking film. I just thought I'd come in to get my cameo.
Woof, woof. Bye-bye.
Woof, woof.
Oh, he took the ring for her.
Didn't pay for it.
He didn't.
Just walked out with it.
He just slept with the jeweller.
Where the fuck are you going, mate?
Official business.
Give my fucking room back, you cunt.
Goodbye. Mr. and Mrs. James Bond.
Yes.
Oh,
I imagine this happiness will last a long, long time.
Oh, they're on the set of The Wicker Man.
Many, many films.
So much joy.
I can't wait till we get to The Man with the Golden Gun.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be awake. Well, it's got Christopher Lee and Britt Eklund.
I'm so looking forward
You're going to
to
be making Wicker Man jokes the entire time. It's going to become funny, then it will not be funny, then it will be funny again.
It's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to getting into the more films. Because all of them are just, from what I recall, they're the ones I've seen the most of. All of them are batshit insane.
Well, I just find it funny how, that would have been shot a year after The Wicker Man.
Yeah.
I wonder if they hey, it's you. Or it's Christopher Lee. Hello, it's you.
From that film.
Swedish Totty.
Do you remember? You got your stunt arse out.
Hello, I'm in this film, remember?
What?
I didn't give you any cool shit, but I'm here.
Bond is a going away present. Here's a sausage that you can use to actually smoke the reefer. What are those people wearing the funny hats?
Well, this is Geneva.
Is it?
Yeah, does that look like England to you?
Well, no, I thought they'd just
Look
gone
at the trees.
I thought they'd gone to the tropics. And why is the Queen in the bottom left-hand corner?
Well, it is called On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
James, congratulations on marrying Totty.
Remember that time we bugged?
Why, yes, Jim.
How could I forget?
Mom. Oh, she's heartbroken.
Oh, you know what? Moneypenny has the emotional arc of this film.
Oh, yeah.
She has the great scene.
Oh.
He tosses the hat to her.
Oh.
You know, it's
Oh.
great.
I think it's odd that she's had the most character development of any of the films characters. Like James Bond resets at the end of every movie, more or less.
You say resets, but that implies he changes through the course of the films. This is probably the only Bond film of the classic era where he has character development.
But Moneypenny, she grows as a character.
I
as
like
the
that.
films go on.
I like that little shot of the three MI6 gang together.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Can we pull over at KFC?
Can we pull over to get shot? I mean, get KFC.
It's finger licking good. Bloody drivers.
Women drivers, am I right? Oh, look, Bessie.
Oh, brilliant.
John Pertwee's at the front there. Hello.
We're scouting out a location for the new place of Pertopia. That's an in-joke.
Take me to Peru.
Macho
Pertwee
man.
arranged for this next scene.
He did. Couldn't have James Bond interrupting in the plans of Pertopia.
No one can... He must not... We must not be stopped.
Pertwee must live.
Pertopia will live. Eldrad must live.
They will not fall.
I know, right? But here's the thing, right? Yeah. Gun.
Blimey. That was close. I nearly died. Did you see that, dear?
Oh.
Dear?
Look at... Oh. This isn't nice.
No, it's bad.
This is the equivalent of, I don't know, I'm trying to think of it. Adric dying?
Yeah. Oh.
You all probably noticed this is one of the only like Bond things that gets referenced in later films. This is how you know that the whole Bond is a different person each time theory isn't true, because they'll reference this in later films. You'll see.
But will they reference it with the same emotional impact?
Kind of.
Or does he? Is it one of those where he's just about to shag somebody and he turns around and goes, "I had a wife once."
I'll give you a slight spoiler then.
Okay.
There's a bit in The Spy Who Loved Me where, which is Roger Moore, where he meets Barbara back, and they're sort of sizing each other up. He's like, "Annie Ramazova, Russian Secret Service, 20 years on the job, 5 kills," and then she says something like, "James Bond, British Secret Service, license to kill, married once, wife kills," and he goes, "You've made your point." And she goes, "You're sensitive, Mr. Bond." And he says, "Yes, about certain things." And it's weird because Roger Moore is like the quippy, jokey Bond. And that's like one of the only times where you actually see him be like slightly serious.
Oh, wow. I look forward to seeing them play.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service, we're done.
That's it.
The girls.
Bring me the girls.
Males and females must not interact in the credits. It was the 60s. Joanna Lumley played the part of English.
Oh, wow. Perfect. She was cast wonderfully. Initially, we're going to have... No.
We're returning Diamonds Are Forever.
Starring James Bond.
Diamonds Are Forever. Get ready for probably what will be Dan's favourite Connery film. because you know why you'll like it?
Go on.
Because it sucks.
It's so boring.
No, it's not boring.
Really? The exact opposite?
It's bad because it's cheesy.
Yay! I'm in! That's my field.
No, Diamonds Are Forever is bad, but it's not bad because it's boring. Quite the opposite.
I thought you said that Diamonds Are Forever was bad because Connery can't be arsed throughout it.
Connery can't be arsed, but that doesn't... They make up for that by surrounding him with a load of nonsense.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's fine.
I'm fine with that. Sean Connery in head is a great...
Basically what it is. Well, it is set in Las Vegas.
Brilliant, even better.
Yeah.
I look forward to that one when we get around to it, which, depending on current lockdown...
I've got this image of you coming away from... Like, a lot of the Bond fans don't like Diamonds Are Forever because it's cheesy and crap and over the top. You'll probably come away from it going, that was brilliant.
That was ace. 10 out of 10. So, that was On Her Madge's Secret Service.
On Her Madge.
On Her Madge. Ben, what would you rate it out of 10?
Oh, yeah. We're still doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're still ready.
I don't know. 9.
You went a 9 out of 10?
Yes.
You gave You Only Live Twice an 8 out of 10.
This is a bit better than You Only Live. Well, it's objectively better made, but You Only Live Twice is I don't know. You Only Live Twice is entertainingly over the top and ridiculous.
Okay.
They built a volcano.
Yeah.
This is objectively like very, very well made.
It's a difficult one for me because from a technical standpoint, it's great. It's really, really good, and I agree with you completely. I think that it looks, from an editing standpoint and from an action standpoint and from an effects standpoint, streets ahead of anything we've seen so far. Like, literal next level. But I'm not digging the script that much.
Well...
Just the plot of it. Oh, yeah, you didn't explain why Lazenby didn't come back.
Oh, he basically, like... The story goes that he was a bit arrogant during the filming and that he thought that he was bigger than franchise, and he turned up. His agent basically said to him, look, Bond is on its way out. We're into the 70s now. It's time for it to make serious films. The same year this came out, fucking Easy Rider came out, which was like paved the way for the auteur generation of Hollywood. So I think Lazenby got a bit above himself and thought he was like too good for Bond, basically.
Right.
And said that he wasn't going to come back to do any more.
Oh, wow.
Which is when they went crawling back to Connery, which we'll get to. We'll get into that. But yeah, basically he turned up at the premiere wearing a big, long, bushy beard.
Oh, wow.
A great big bushy beard. And long hair, which is basically like his way of saying fuck you to Broccoli and Saltzman.
Oh, wow.
Which is like, fuck you, George. You know, these guys just gave you the biggest break of your life. And you're just tossing it away.
Ridiculous.
He's since said that he regrets how arrogant he acted toward, and he was like, like, and of course there's a stories about him and Diana Rigg didn't get on, but I think those are, I don't know how true those are. They've always been quite disputed.
Yeah.
There's other people who say, oh, him and Diana Rigg got on fine, there was no problem, but I think he just let it go to his head way too fast.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, I enjoy him. He is the Paul McGann of the series. Yeah. Like, for one night only, here he is.
Here he is again.
But
you sure he didn't do any like commercials for like water or something in the style of James Bond?
Well, he made a good living for himself on the Bond convention circuit.
Oh yeah,
which he still does.
That's good. I'd have to go and try and scope him out when we're not all dying horribly.
I mean, he's about 95, but
wow,
he's
I think he's on Twitter.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, so I say, I think the plot for me is a little dry with this one, but I really, really like the direction, the cine. The performances are nice. It feels like this franchise has been given a good kick up the arse. But I don't think I enjoyed it quite as much as You Only Live Twice, which I gave an 8. So I think I'm going to give this a 7.
So I'm just thinking that you'll really like Diamonds Are Forever. It's so bad, but you will like it.
Is this one of those moments where you're kind of sitting here going, well, that was this film, but we all know why Dan's here now?
No, you'll like Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah.
You'll like. I think you'll like nearly all of it.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying. You probably will. Whereas most Bond fans think it's terrible because it's cheesy and crap. You'll just be like, that was fun.
This is great. I love it. 9 out of 10. Yeah, so you're giving it a 9.
Sure, right.
I'm giving it a 7.
Did I say that? Yeah, okay.
Cool.
I can't remember what I just said.
I'll listen back and we'll sort it out.
Okay.
But, yeah. So, thank you very much
That's it then.
for joining us on the...
Joining you, remember, I'm dead. I'm
Oh,
a ghost.
yeah, we're all No, we're both ghosts because you made me jump out the window.
Oh, yeah.
So we've been haunting your computer for the last 2.5 hours.
You now have ghost malware.
You now have...
Ghostware.
Yeah. Any Amazon purchases that happen on your account that you didn't order was us, and we don't regret it. Thank you for joining us, and stay safe. And we're going to go to the astral plane. We're going to go to the astral plane now. We're flying away.
I think that's a good time to cut.
Flying away now. Bye, guys. See you Christmas. Bye.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
Sorry, residents of Liverpool.
Sorry, everybody.